Party's on Ramos versus Price. Step forward, please.
42-year-old Blanca Ramos wants her son's ex-girlfriend, 36-year-old Carolyn Price, to repay her credit card bills.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 397 on the calendar in the matter of Ramos versus Price. Parties have been sworn, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat. Sir.
Ms. Ramos, the defendant is your son's former girlfriend.
Yes.
According to these papers. And you claim that she owes you money for things that she charged on a credit card.
Yes.
That was in your name and your son's name.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Price says that she has paid the bill.
That's correct.
And she's going to be able to prove that to me, and that the only reason you filed this claim is because she refused to drop charges that she had filed against your son for assault.
That's not true. I never asked her that.
Okay. Is this your son?
Yes, my son.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about these credit card purchases.
Okay, I went to Circuit City in 1995.
Circuit City?
Yes, November 1995, with my son, and she went with us. My son asked me to get a credit card for him, so I applied for it, and he get it right away. Okay, by that time...
Just a minute. So he asked you to get him a card?
Yes.
But your name was on it?
Yes. Yes.
Because he wasn't working at the time?
No, he wasn't working at the time and all that kind of stuff, so I got a credit card for him.
That was your first mistake. How old was he at the time?
He was 21.
And not working?
He was working at that time.
You just told me he wasn't working.
No, he was working at that time. He was working as a gardener. He got a part-time job like as a gardener.
Yeah. Maybe. So you got a credit card for him, you gave it to him, and then she asked if she could put some stuff on the credit card.
Yes, by that time they were living together. They went to Circuit City and got a washer and dryer for $1,054.
Yes.
Okay. Caroline, she decided to return the washer and dryer to the Circuit City. So they found a check to her house with my son and my son's name for $1,054.
Okay.
This lady cashed this check, opened the envelope and cashed this check and paid her own bills with these things.
You'll get to you in a minute. Okay.
Another thing is, okay, after that, she went with my son again to Circuit City and got a big screen TV. She got a PlayStation. She got a lot of stuff. And this came out to $2,600 or $2,700.
Ms. Ramos, was your son living with the defendant at the time that they made these additional purchases for the big screen TV and everything else?
Yes, they were living together.
Well, then they purchased these things together.
No, but she agreed to make the payments for these things they got in Circuit City.
Who did she say she would pay for those things?
Well, the thing is that I find out, I didn't even know about these things. She got these things because...
Just a minute. You keep saying she. Are you telling me that you believe that she went alone?
No, she went with my son.
Yeah, she went with him?
Yeah.
And they were living together?
Yes.
So they purchased these things together for the house that they were living in together, Mrs. Ramos?
Yes.
So you don't know what kind of an arrangement they made between the two of them about how these things were going to be paid for.
But the thing is, when I applied for a credit card, because I wanted to pay my card off, they denied my application, and I didn't know why, because I had a very good credit. So I asked the TRW to send me a copy of my records. And this shows in here that Circuit City was the only one that was delinquent for 60 or 90 days.
So, Ms. Ramos, at that point, did you say to your son, why did you ruin my credit?
Yes, I did. I asked him
Just
why.
a minute. And let's come up here, sir, now. What's your name?
My name is Victor.
Victor, why did you ruin your mother's credit?
Okay, well, what I want to explain is I've been living with her, and she told me that let's go get some staff for the house, you know, and she promised me that we want to pay this together, you know. She tried to tell you people that I've been living together, but she always put me out of her house.
Just a second, Victor. You got a big screen television, right?
Yeah.
Something very important. No house should be without a big screen television. Did you watch it?
By that?
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watch it.
All right. And what else did she buy on the credit card other than the big screen TV?
She buy a PlayStation.
What's a PlayStation?
A video game.
Video game that you didn't play with?
No.
You never touched the video game?
No, the TV, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Women don't play those video games. Men get into those things, you know, shooting and, you know, killing a lot of people on the screen, right? They sort of get into that. All right. What else did she buy? A PlayStation? What else?
Washer and dryer.
Oh, just a minute. Did you have clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you get a washboard and wash the clothes? Or did you use the washer and dryer?
I use the washer and dryer.
Okay. And then you say she put you out. Now, how many times were you arrested for domestic violence?
3 times.
Mm-hmm. And was it after each of those 3 times that she put you out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she threw you out, as well she should have, probably after the first time you assaulted her. Not waiting until the 3rd time. That was very stupid.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How big was the TV, Victor?
Like this table size.
You must be very successful at your part-time gardening.
And later today,
My stepmother almost beat the crap out of me, basically.
She slapped her one time. She never slapped her on the face at all.
cases, real people. Judge Judy. Blanca Ramos is suing her son's former girlfriend, Carolyn Price, for credit card bills. Carolyn says Blanca's son, Victor, assaulted her.
You say that she signed a piece of paper indicating that she would pay a certain amount of money. Let me see it, please.
Yes, she signed this letter to me. Not to me, to my son. I sent her like 5 letters, and she signed all them together.
Oh, can I?
Just a second.
Sure.
Current balance was $2,711.05, right?
Yes.
I don't know how much was hers of this $2,700.11.
I have a ledger
Yes.
of all the purchases that were made, the payments I made, and the agreement between Blanca and I that I was to pay $1,000.
Let me see it, please.
And
Because
I
this
did.
$2,700 doesn't tell me how much were her purchases and his purchases and your purchases.
I never make an agreement with her to pay $1,000.
Yes, she did,
I
Your
just
Honor.
tell.
Just a second. Shh. Now, how much in total were your purchases?
Total was $1,172.60, and then you add that refund check there.
So it's
$2,200. And I've made all these payments, as you can see, down to $788.60. And all this stuff happened between him and I, and he promised that he would pay some money on this account, and he never did. Then, you know, the abuse started, and I kicked him out, and then she came to me, actually she called me, and her daughter calculated the amount that we both agreed on. It was like $900 and some odd dollars. And I said, well, let's make it even 1,000 and we're even, done, you know. She goes, okay. Then she comes over begging me to not press charges against him, and I wouldn't do it. And then I said, you know, we're stand on Circuit City is $1,000. I'll pay it when I get my settlement, you know.
She has $2,200 for pager, PlayStation, cell phone, TV, and the refund check, which was $22. She also has made numerous payments on this. Where did you get money from him? He didn't pay for diddly. They incurred this debt because they were living together. Don't you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you go to him and say, Victor, give me some money? You used the TV, you used the cell phone, you used the washer dryer, you got kicked out because you can't keep your hands in your pockets, and I don't want you to destroy my credit. It's not her fault.
Yes, ma'am. I know that.
Good.
But the thing is that when I called her and asked her the questions for these things, she didn't even know what to say.
Why didn't you ask him? Nothing was purchased on your credit card.
Should ask me. Both of them should be
Just
agreed
a
to
second.
ask me.
He's your son. He's supposed to ask you. You didn't give her a credit card. You gave it to him. He went out and spent a lot of money. How big was the TV, Victor?
I don't know, but it's like this table size.
You must be very successful at your part-time gardening. Miss Ramos, I'm satisfied that she's paid more than her portion of the debt that she owes you. If you're owed any more money, get it from him. That's all. This case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
And now the next case.
Parties on Jasso versus Widener. Step forward, please.
18-year-old receptionist Christina Jasso wants her father, 46-year-old budget analyst David Widener, to return $700 she claims he stole.
Miss Jasso, this is your father.
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
According to the papers that I've read, you were, for most of your life, living with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
First, how many years?
13.
And then you decided to go and live with your father.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
My grandfather had died, and my mother and I had gotten a run-in because, basically, of depression. I blamed it on her.
You blamed your grandfather's death on your mother?
My mother, because of depression. I thought she could have done something.
Was he sort of like your father while you were growing up?
He was, yeah, basically my father figure.
And you lived with your dad for how long?
Almost 3 full years.
But you started to skip school, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hang out with some people that probably weren't terrific?
Some, yes.
And so you got into an altercation with your father. This lawsuit is about 2 things. You say that your dad took $700 out of a bank account that was yours?
I have proof of that, yes.
And that he still has your property and your clothes and personal effects.
Birthday gifts and Christmas gifts, everything.
Well, let's start with this bank account. When was the bank account opened?
I don't have the exact date, but it wasn't very long after I had moved up there.
So you were 13, 14?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who put money into the account?
Most of the money came from babysitting that I had done, from confirmation money that I had gotten, and paychecks he had put in $5 every paycheck he got.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often do you get paid?
Every 2 weeks.
So every 2 weeks you would put in $5?
Yes, ma'am.
So $10 a month.
Yes, ma'am.
For how many years?
There were 58 deposits made.
290?
Yes, ma'am.
$290
Yes,
you put in. Now, there came a time when your daughter left your house. You want to tell me why, sir?
She eloped 8 times from the period of March 11th until May 2nd from our house. And the time she left our house on May 2nd of '96, her mother arranged for a bus ticket for her to leave the state of Wisconsin at 12:30 midnight, travel through the state of the Chicago on a bus by herself back to Ohio. I didn't know this until afterwards, but
I acted out of fear, Your Honor.
Why?
Because my stepmother almost beat the crap out of me, basically. I had a split lip because of it, and I had several bruises on my body.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
it's not my grandchild. She didn't tell me until today. This is the first time she's told me she was pregnant or married.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christina Jasso says her father, David Widener, took money and kept thousands of dollars worth of clothes. He says she can have the clothes back, but the money was his in the first place.
Could we move on with this, please?
Her stepmother slapped her one time. She never slapped her on the face at all. And the split lip came from an auto accident that she's very lucky, a very lucky young lady to even be alive.
When was the auto accident?
March 15th.
March 15th of 96.
In any event, you left and went back to your mother. And at that point, you closed out this account, sir?
No, ma'am. I closed the account on February the 22nd. I did that to protect the funds. I felt if this young lady was skipping school, and she was, that eventually she would realize that she had money at her disposal. The reason I opened the account was to help her.
Was $700 the amount in the account?
$761 I transferred from her account to my account to safeguard it.
Even without any interest, $471 of that money is really hers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have no dispute about that. Now let's talk about your clothes and your personal property. I know you left a lot of stuff with your dad. Mr. Widener, I gather from your answer that you are not only frustrated but a little bit angry with your daughter, or you were.
Yes, ma'am.
That happens, unfortunately. Being a parent requires those two words, unconditional love.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your answer, you've boxed up the property that is your daughter's when you're just waiting for her to send you $95 for the shipping costs.
Yes, ma'am.
I was never informed of that.
I'm helping you, Christina.
Thank you.
You have to send her things. I mean, even if it doesn't involve running away and moving from one parent to another, that's what happens with teenagers, you know. They love their mother until they're, I don't know, about 12, 13 years old. Then something happens when you reach puberty. Right?
Yes.
I'm glad we understand each other, and you're getting a little older, so you understand.
Yes. I'm pregnant myself, and so I'm learning to understand.
That's not such a smart thing, but we're not going to get into that.
I'm married.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I am.
Fine. Does he work?
Yes, he does.
Ah! Married, working, and pregnant. I can live with those three things. That sounds like an almost formula.
He works 2 jobs, and I work myself, so.
All right. So you're going to be a grandfather?
For the 4th time.
Not with this young lady.
No, ma'am.
So, are you almost going to make up with your dad?
I would like to, but I've called him in the past, and the reaction that he has given me is that the problems were all entirely mine.
You got to put a period. You got to put a period and say, whatever happens, happens. You see, she did that, your former wife. She forgave her daughter for being a brat. She took her back.
I was.
And your daughter was a brat when she lived with you, and she probably made your life miserable towards the tail end. Threw the house upside down?
Wasn't too bad.
So now she seems to be working, married. Is he a nice guy?
Oh, yeah.
Have you met him?
No, ma'am.
Well, I think you should. He's going to have a baby that probably is going to look just like you.
A little darker.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm going to give you a judgment for $471. You can probably use it to buy a crib. That would be a nice thing.
Yeah.
And Mr. Widener, I'm going to direct you, sir, to take the boxed stuff that you have for your daughter and send it back to her without fee. And you traveled here separately, I assume, to court today from 2 different states. Is that right?
Correct.
So why don't you do me a favor and go out and have a cup of coffee together, the 3 of you? Think you can do that?
We can try.
Think you can do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You may step out. I'll be back to your right, please.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Parties on Roblek versus Lacey. Step forward, please.
40-year-old casino pit boss Beth Ann Roblek says 44-year-old chef David Lacey broke their engagement. She wants her wedding expenses paid.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 107 on the calendar in the matter of Roblek versus Lacey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
According to these papers, Ms. Roblek, you met the defendant through a dating service. Within a relatively short period of time, you were living together and planning a wedding.
That's correct.
You say that he broke the engagement. You were left with some wedding bills. and want to be compensated.
That's correct.
You say that the defendant forged some checks of yours.
Yes, Your Honor. I have copies here if you need to see them.
I will in time. And you don't understand what she's suing for.
Well, I can understand she wants to be compensated, but at the same time, I never agreed to a big expensive wedding. I wanted to keep things down, low cost. We live in Las Vegas, so obviously you can do things a little bit affordable there as far as getting married.
Did you discuss that with each other?
Off and on. I work on board a ship. I'm gone 2 weeks out of the month. And so a lot of times there wasn't a lot of discussion. Things were just done while I was gone.
Well, let me hear what kind of plans that you made and what you spent.
Your Honor, I had put a deposit down on a dress that was $117. I never got the dress. That was just the deposit. I had gotten a dress for my daughter, deposit.
How much?
Oh, $85 there.
Mm-hmm.
Invitations were $163.91.
All monies that you paid?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead.
I also contributed $1,600 towards my wedding ring. He contributed $1,000.
Okay, where's the wedding ring?
Right here.
So you have it?
I have it. I would never have spent the money had he not asked me to marry him. That is my point, is I never would have spent this kind of money if he hadn't intended to marry me. And I have these wonderful, beautiful letters that say he couldn't...
Ms. Roblek, you may not have intended to buy yourself a wedding ring, but you have it.
Yes.
He paid $1,000 towards it. He says that in his answer. He's not seeking it back because I have no counterclaim. Correct, sir?
That's correct.
So you have the ring, which has been appraised, according to him, for substantially more than the $1,600 that you paid for it. So sell it. Then you're not out any money. You can at least sell it and get your $1,600 back because it costs $2,600 and he put in $1,000. So what other expenses are you at, Ms. Roblek?
During the time he was living with me, I had this $700 phone bill because apparently David was very lonely and was calling everybody he knew in the world. So that was $700 that I was left to pay that he proceeded to write checks to me for and stop payment on them.
Okay. Did you look at the phone bill, sir?
I did not look at the phone bill, but I did not disagree with it. I agreed to pay that money.
Fine, $700.
$750 is what I wrote checks for.
$750. Now, you
He didn't write checks for phone bills.
Just a second.
That's not what he paid.
No, you said that he wrote checks and then he stopped payment
Correct.
on them. Why did you stop payment on them, sir?
Your Honor, September 16th of '97, I reported back to the Gulf of Mexico on the ship that I work on. During that time, I found out that checks number 1223 and 1221 had been written and cashed while I was on board the ship. There was no way of me writing for those. During that time also, there's $750 worth of checks that state phone bill out of this checkbook. I had these checks stopped because they were made out by Miss Roblek, and she also endorsed them on the back. If you want care to look at those, that'd be fine.
I absolutely would.
And you can look at my handwriting from the checks I wrote.
Ms. Roblek, before I look at these and compare signatures, etc., do you acknowledge that you wrote checks out of his checkbook?
Absolutely not.
You did not?
I did not. I didn't have his stuff was stored in the garage. He said he was coming back to pick up his things in August after he disappeared one day. He got drunk and disappeared on me.
Where are the canceled checks, sir, for $750?
Well, it's check number 1186, 1192, and 1193.
1192.
And 1193. They're all made out to her.
Right, and those are the stop payment checks that I have the original.
Can I see them, please?
Mr. Lacey is left-handed. He could have very well written those checks to make me look like some kind of fool.
You say that she forged your name on a $750 check.
She wrote those two checks out to herself and signed my name to them.
Assuming she did that, means you still owe her the $750.
I paid $250 of it, as you'll note. The first check did go through.
So according to you, sir, you still owe her $500?
Yes. I never disputed. I never said I would not pay that.
At the end, the letters that I got, he agreed if putting things on hold costs money, he'll pay for it. That was everything with the wedding, too.
Shh, just a second. You didn't have that major expense for the wedding, madam.
But the $1,600 that I put out for this ring, I never would have put out had he not asked me to marry him.
You're not going to get that back, Mrs. Roeblich. It's not as if you're out any money. You can sell the ring and certainly get as much for it.
But why should I? He's the one that broke the engagement. He should give me the money for the ring.
Your Honor, the reason I broke the engagement is because I was getting pushed into a corner. I've been through bankruptcy.
No, your mother told you that you shouldn't get married,
Please don't
David.
talk to each other.
Could you please
Mama
ask,
said no.
Could you please ask her not to get my mother into this?
No,
because
we will get your mother
I don't appreciate
involved.
this kind of talk.
Too bad.
This is my shop. Don't talk to him. You want to tell me, sir, because you want to get it off your chest. Why did you break this engagement, according to you?
Just because of the fact that I was getting pushed into the corner. I've stated already, I did not want to get into a large, expensive wedding.
So did you tell her that, sir?
Yes, time and time again.
And what was her response?
Her response was, if we aren't going through this wedding in October, forget it. At that time, I said, I think it's a good idea. We take a couple steps backwards, and I go back to my condominium, which I forgot to add in July of '97. I don't have the receipt, so it's just my word that she went and picked up the rent, which was $600, and I never got that back either.
So you were renting your condo?
Rented it out while I was living with her.
His statement to me was he wanted to go back to his condo so he could lay out by the pool.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
He left the 30th of July drunk and never came back.
Your Honor, could I ask Ms. Roeblich to please watch her statements so that I don't have to come back at her like I feel like doing?
And later today,
The minute I walked in the door when I got home, my husband called. I said, I sold your cards. And he flipped out. He said, what? I can't believe it. He didn't even want to know how much I sold them for.
Judge Judy. Casino pit boss Beth Ann Roeblich wants her wedding expenses paid after restaurant chef David Lacey broke their engagement.
Mr. Lacey, you clearly acknowledge that you owe her $500.
Yes, I do.
And as far as her dress is concerned and her daughter's dress, I am discounting that. But she did spend, and I assume you have a receipt to show me, $163 for invitations. That was non-refundable. Let me see it, please.
Thank you.
When was the engagement broken?
Approximately August.
End of July.
August.
He left the 30th of July drunk and never came back.
Your Honor, could I ask Ms. Roeblich to please watch her statements so that I don't have to come back at her like I feel like doing?
Yeah. Ms. Roeblich, you may be angry.
It cost me a lot of money here.
It didn't cost you a lot of money, madam.
And
really, you're not out of pocket a lot of money at all. At most, you're out of pocket a couple of $100 because the ring that you're sporting on your finger you can sell, so you're not out $1,600. So what you're angry at is you're angry at the fact that this wedding didn't come to fruition. That's what you're angry at, all right? But if an engagement is broken, it's usually for a very good reason, and it's usually a very good reason, especially you, because you have two children. So if you're not getting along before
he never
the wedding,
even said goodbye to when he left.
Oh, Ms. Roeblich, you're a very angry lady. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $586.50. $500 for your phone bill, sir, and half of the invitations. Period. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope no one else ever bothers to get involved with David because they're going to be in a lot of trouble if they do. Mama won't like it.
Well, number one, I guess, hello, Mama. And as far as the rest of it goes, I think everything worked out just fine.
And now the next case.
Parties on Costa versus Memory Lane Sports Memorabilia. Step forward, please.
44-year-old engineer Joe Costa wants Memory Lane Sports memorabilia owner Larry Levine to return his 35-year-old baseball card collection.
Are you Mrs. Costa?
Yes.
Could you step up, please?
Sure.
You, sir, had been collecting baseball cards and football cards since you were a child.
Yes.
And you took his baseball cards and sold them to the defendant, who has a store.
Correct.
You want the cards back.
Yes.
All right, so you're an important part of this case, Mrs. Costa. Now, I assume from my reading of these papers that you and your husband had discussed selling the baseball cards. Is that right?
We had discussed going to this, just going somewhere and finding out their value. The garage had flooded, and I was thinking, well, if they're just going to get molded or ruined in the garage, maybe we should see if they're worth anything.
So you had a discussion with your husband?
Yes, we brought them into the house.
And tell me about the discussion that you had with your husband.
That was about the extent of it. And I went to the shopping center that we frequent all the time. I've been in the defendant's store a couple times. I told him I might bring him by. I bought a Nebraska football, a couple baseball hats. Just felt familiar with it. Asked him if he would look at the cards. He agreed.
And you had discussed with your husband the fact that you were going to take them in to have him look at the cards?
I mentioned it. Mm-hmm.
And what did your husband say to you?
I don't remember anything in particular that he said to me. He didn't say, don't sell them, or anything.
It would seem to me that if two people were having a discussion about baseball cards, an extensive collection of baseball cards, that you, sir, would have had some indication of their value. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it would also seem to me, logically, that you would have shared that with your wife.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what did you tell her that you thought the cards were worth?
We didn't discuss the value of the cards. The cards had never been appraised.
And when your wife told you that she was going to take them in, are you trying to tell me, sir, that you didn't tell your wife, I think that this is what the cards are worth?
No, she's only going to show them. And I knew there were valuable cards.
There was a misunderstanding, and I didn't have intention to sell them when I went in that day. I wanted to see what they were worth. By the time I left his store, I went in, he thumbed through them real quick, showed me all the little deformities, oh, the corner's bent, et cetera, et cetera. Said there's not really anything of a lot of value here. There's some bulk value. I'll give you a couple hundred. I paused. He said, how about 300? I tried to call my husband from the store, and I got his voicemail at work. I had a conversation with his wife. His wife was there while this was happening. And I said, well, we've been in your store before. I said, is this about the same that somebody's going to give me down the street? Because I thought if they're worth a lot, like 1,000, 1,500, I would take them some, a couple places. The minute I walked in the door when I got home, my husband called. I said, I sold your cards. And he flipped out. He said, what? I can't believe it. He didn't even want to know how much I sold them for. And he went over there within the hour and...
You mean within the hour of you selling the cards to him?
Yes, they still had them out on the counter when my husband went back into the store.
Okay. Mr. Levine, up until this point, nobody is faulting you. And I wouldn't even fault you subsequently, because you had somebody who came in who had what we call in the legal business apparent authority to sell those cards. Right? You had the cards. You had gone in a couple of days before. You were the one who said, I want to bring some cards in for you to see. You didn't say to him, these are my husband's cards. I don't have the right
No, I told him that they were my husband's cards.
Did she tell you they were her husband's cards?
I believe she did tell me.
Well, did you? Oh, she did. That's an important piece. So, Mr. Levine, at that point, sir, that puts you on notice. And it puts you on notice that she may not have the authority to sell those cards.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Mr. Costa, I find that hard to believe. And Mr. Levine, you did the wrong thing, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joe Costa is suing for the return of his childhood baseball card collection. Card shop owner Larry Levine says the cards have already been sold.
Mr. Levine, if she had apparent authority to sell those cards, because she said they were her cards, she could sell them, then these people, right off the bat, would be out of luck. But in this case, Mr. Levine, you were on notice that despite the fact that she had the apparent authority to sell the cards because they were in her possession, they actually belonged to her husband. So let's get on to within the hour, Mr. Costa shows up at your store and says to you, those are my cards. My wife had no authority to sell them. At that point, you had the responsibility, sir, of returning the cards to him. And please, Mr. Levine, don't try to tell me that within the hour you went out and sold the cards, or any of them, because I won't believe you. Do you understand? And if you do tell me that, you're not going to like my response. So go ahead. Did you sell any of the cards within the hour?
I had an offer to have those cards sold within the hour, yes. Within 5 minutes, actually.
Now, you did not, in fact, sell them within that 5-minute period or the hour period. You may have gotten an offer, but they were still in your possession. So at that point, you had the obligation, I'm making this determination now, to return the cards to the rightful owner and say, this is an unfortunate mistake, that's it. So where are the cards now?
I sold the cards.
How much did you sell his cards for?
$600.
How many did you sell for $600?
I sold all of them.
You sold the entire collection for $600?
Yes.
To whom?
To another card dealer.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Costa, how did you know the value of these cards?
In 1992, my cousin gave me Beckett's magazine, and Beckett's is a pretty accurate magazine for the determining the value of cards.
And give me some idea, to the best of your recollection, sir, what the value of the cards were.
Some of the better cards.
Altogether?
Total worth was about 57, the way I calculated it. All the cards.
Okay. Did you sell the entire collection of cards?
I sold everything but one card.
Okay. And you said you brought these cards up from the basement.
They were in the garage.
The cards were in the garage?
Right.
In what?
In a box about this size.
In a cardboard box? Mm-hmm. You're telling me that in 1992, you valued a collection at almost $6,000. And from 1992 to 1997, you kept this $6,000 investment in a garage, in a paper box, not a metal box, not a safe, not put them up in your bedroom, up above, your shoes.
Yeah.
You left them in a garage.
That's correct.
Yeah,
no, they weren't.
Mr. Costa, I find that hard to believe, because I have to come up with a monetary amount that this man has to pay you because he did the wrong thing. And Mr. Levine, you did the wrong thing, sir.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Mr. Levine, you did the wrong thing, sir. You did the wrong thing because you had knowledge, you were unnoticed that the cards did not belong to this lady, that they belonged to her husband. So that does away with the theory of apparent authority to sell the cards. He came to you within the hour, so the right thing for you to do would have been to return the cards. You didn't do that, and you got to suffer. And my only problem is how to value it. And quite frankly, I don't know how to value it. I really don't know how to value it. Because I don't believe, sir, that when you have a $6,000 piece of property, you don't keep it out in a garage. You put it someplace where you keep valuables. You don't keep it out in the garage. In any event, I'm awarding you $2,500. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Mr. Levine, when you're in business, the most important thing that you have is your reputation. And as far as I'm concerned, this case besmirches your reputation. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Parties on Heil Eastling versus the Hoyas Eastling. Step forward, please. All parties.
18-year-olds Mary Jane Eastling and Jason Heil are suing Mary's mother, Elizabeth Eastling, and her boyfriend, Basilio de Hoyas, for the return of their belongings.
Order. All rise. Quiet, please. All rise. Miss, we do this? Thank you. Your Honor, this is case number 16 on the calendar in the matter of Heil Eastling versus the Hoyas Eastling. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
How old are you, Miss Eastling?
18.
This is your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
And you have a child together?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is your child?
7 months.
This is your mom?
Mm-hmm.
And this is your mom's boyfriend?
Yes.
And according to the papers that I've read, this lawsuit is about some furniture and things that you left behind when you moved out of a home. Is this a mobile home?
Yes.
That belonged to your son,
My
sir?
son, yes.
How did you come to live in Mr. De Hoyas' son's home?
Well, they invited us down there. And
down where?
Down to Florida, where they stayed. And they told us that they would put us in our own place, and we can get jobs and pay for it, and pay rent there, and stay there.
Did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you move there?
Probably at the end of March.
Of what year?
97.
Where had you been living?
We were living at that time in Delaware.
With whom?
With his mom.
My mother.
And why did you leave Delaware?
We just wanted to be together, you know, things wasn't going on down there. And, you know, she wanted to just be closer to her family, so, you know. And, you know, she was having a baby. She thought it'd be better off there in case she needed, you know, the right for the hospitals.
The base was right like 5 minutes away, and I have my ID card, and, you know, it'd be easier for me to go to the hospital and get checked out. What base? The Air Force Base.
Who was in the Air Force?
My father is, but I still have my ID card.
So you were a dependent minor of your father, so you could use all the medical facilities there. I see. Now you were told, according to your papers, you were told to leave the mobile home. How long were you there?
Probably about 5 or 6 months.
Who told you to leave?
My stepfather here.
What did he say to you?
Well, he said, do you want to be with Jason? Because they had kicked him out. So they said, do you want to be with Jason?
When did they kick him out?
October 2nd.
Why did you kick him out, sir?
Because he didn't want to work. I mean, when we took him in, okay, it was under the consideration that he would come down, at least hold a part-time steady, you know, till they got 18 and they were able to support themselves. I tried to put them in their own place. It just didn't work. So then I had my son move them in with him. They paid half and my son paid the other half. I mean, she's always been a worker. And I did as best we could do for them. I tried to help them. I tried to do everything for them. But I could not get through his head that he has to work. If he takes the responsibility of a woman, he has to work. I refuse to support another man.
So when did you throw him out?
It was about 3 or 4 weeks after his 18th birthday, because I had sat down with him and talked to him. I told him, look, I'm willing to help you in every way I can. I'll do anything for you as long as you do right. I told him when he's 18, he must get a job, a full-time job, a real job.
Well, what was he doing before he was 18?
Just working 2 and 3 hours at McDonald's and stuff like that, which that ain't nothing, but...
Well, there must have come a moment, sir, when you got frustrated with him and you told him to leave.
Time. Oh, yeah, the day I told him to leave was, I got him a job where I worked at. And 2 days later, he called in sick. So I sent my son, which also works there, to find out what was wrong with him. My son came back, said he wasn't there, so then I went personally. And he was getting ready to go hang out, so I turned around, I told him he had to leave. And I asked her, if she wanted to stay, she don't have to worry about nothing. I even told her that I would give her $5,000 for him and her just to leave, and I'll take care of the baby. And she turned that down, too. She said she's leaving with him, and they left.
And they left. When they left, according to you, you left some things there.
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. What they're saying about that he was getting ready to go hang out with his friends, he wasn't, because he was getting ready to go to work, but my stepfather said that it was too late, that he was already fired.
Why didn't you go to work on time?
Because I was feeling sick, but, you know, she told me I was going to hear it from her family, so, you know, I said...
What do you mean you were feeling sick? What was wrong with you?
I was feeling ill. I was sick, man.
We're sick. Shh, shh. You work at this job for 2 days, and then you're feeling ill, but then you're getting ready to go to work.
No, I was sick at first. I was telling her I'm not going to go to work because I didn't feel like it. And, she, you know, and then she told me I'm going to hear from family. I said, all right, I was going to be 10 minutes late, man. And then by the time they came over, he said I was already fired.
What, are you kidding me? I mean, what are you, ridiculous? You were going to be 10 minutes late, and he already knew about it, that you weren't going to work, and you say you were only going to be 10 minutes late? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, tell me about these things that you left behind.
Well, we had an entertainment center, a TV, a stereo.
Show the list.
And, no, I know what we got. A futon, and then we had a bed and a crib and a changer.
And you left all that stuff behind?
Yes, because they only gave us like 4 hours to leave.
Yeah, they said you want to leave at 6 or 12.
I gave you plenty of time.
What stuff was left behind, sir?
Exactly what she said. You know,
No stereo.
No, the only thing we don't have is the stereo.
There was no stereo there.
Now, I went the same day she left, I went to the house. Her friends were there. One of them took a cooler with all the food and some other things, which I didn't care because they weren't mine. But then when my son decided to move back in the house, that's when her things were all put into one room, thrown in my, you know, the bigger room in the trailer. And then we had to take them out because my son's moving in. We put most of the stuff in his shed. The rest of the stuff is in my shed. The stuff in my shed is in good condition because it doesn't leak.
What is in your shed, sir?
Okay, I have all the boxes. I have the futon. I think I have the crib there also. That's about it in mine.
And what
house.
was in your son's shed?
Boxes, the mattresses, the box spring. The stuff was made out of particle board, and we
No,
had...
I'm talking about the stuff.
In my son's
Futon,
shed.
you have.
Yes.
The crib, you have.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
else did you
And
have?
clothes that we had left behind.
A
And
lot of the baby stuff from the
yeah,
baby
and a
shower.
lot of baby stuff.
And
like
which came from us
stroller,
anyway.
A stroller.
It came from us anyways.
So meanwhile, you have a lot of their stuff.
Oh, yes, you could pick it up.
Well,
I just won't
this-
pay for it.
Excuse me, ma'am, can I say something?
We
the
had-
time we had moved to Ohio with Oklahoma with my sister where we're staying now, she had made a phone call to her mother asking for her stuff. You know, my sister was going to take us down there to get it. And she was saying either got ruined or they threw it out. You know?
Well, listen, this is very, very easy. You say you have it in your shed,
I
all the
have-
stuff that wasn't ruined.
Whatever's not ruined is there.
The stuff that was ruined was placed in your son's shed.
I took pictures of it, but I don't have much of the stuff that, you know, it was all in my son's shed. But whatever's there she could have, I have no use for it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You expect a medal for that? Fool around, act like morons, don't use protection, get pregnant, bring a baby into the world.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mary Eastling and Jason Heil ran off together. Now they want Mary's mother, Elizabeth Eastling, and her boyfriend, Basilio De Hoyos, to return belongings left behind.
Miss Eastling. Sounds to me as if your mother, who hasn't said much, and your stepfather were trying to be very good to you in a time when you weren't being particularly responsible. Doesn't that sound right? They invited you to come down there. They were trying to be good to you. Right.
Yes.
Why do you think they're angry with you now?
Because I wanted to be with him.
And why don't you think they like him?
Because they don't.
Why don't you think they like him?
Well, he was working.
Can I tell you something, man?
Sure.
The reason why I think that they didn't like me, because, you know, her mother, I mean, I respect them as adults and they're her family, but she would put me down, call me a bum the way I dress, you know. You know,
she
if you
called you a
take
bum 'cause
anybody,
you wouldn't work.
if you take anybody out there who makes a baby at a young age, they can play basketball, go to school. But I stuck with her through the whole time, through everything, you know. Even I was getting put down by a family.
No, you didn't stick
Just to
with
say
her.
that? Well, you expect a medal for that?
No, I'm just saying, though, you know.
Huh?
No, man.
You expect a
Can I
medal
ask you
for
a
that? Two 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds?
Oh, man.
You know, fool around, act like morons, don't use protection, get pregnant, bring a baby into the world when you're 17 years old, go from Delaware to Oklahoma to Kansas to Florida, all over the place, traipse all over, bring a baby all over the place. You expect a medal for that? Now, they have your stuff, whatever stuff they have that didn't get ruined in the shed.
I have.
Who's going to make arrangements to pick it up? You don't expect them to ship it to you, do you?
Well, we had arrangements, but, you know, if they would have told us earlier, we would have had it, you know. But they had to say they were throwing out or nothing. The thing is that we wanted the things we left. We wanted how that we left them. That's why we come here today.
Just a second. You want them in the same condition as when you left them?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you shouldn't have left them.
That's
we had just a second.
We had like an hour to leave, ma'am.
Just a second. Hey, Mr. De Hoyos, you may have had. Let's assume that he gave you an hour to leave. I don't believe that. I don't believe that this man gave you an hour to leave with the baby. I believe maybe he gave him an hour to leave, but I don't believe he gave you an hour to leave. And you made the choice, reasonably, that you decided to go with your man. Now, so then you're gone. It's an hour later. So how many days later did you call and say, I want my stuff?
Well, it was about 3 weeks because I had to get settled in.
That's not their problem. That's your problem.
Well,
they don't have to look over your stuff and ensure that your stuff is in pristine condition. You left. Now, if you
because
say that,
they asked me if I wanted to be with him, and I said yes. So they said, fine, then you have to leave too. Then.
Well, they don't have to love him. They just love you. They love you. So, make arrangements to get your stuff.
All right.
Your cost. You make arrangements with a truck to go and pick up your stuff, whatever is there. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you'll make arrangements for all the property that is currently in your possession
She could
to
have
be
it
available to them whenever they arrange to have the
Yes.
truck. But you have to make arrangements to do that within the next 2 weeks. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
2 weeks, you have to do it. Did you bring the baby?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen the baby?
No.
No, ma'am.
Would you like to see the baby?
Love to.
Miss Eastling, who's got the baby?
I do.
In the back room? Baby's in the back room? Bring the baby inside. I'd like to see the baby too.
Your Honor, could I say something?
Yeah.
Even though they put us through this, okay, if he would show me that he could be a man, that's all I want him to be, is a man. That's a boy there.
Mr. De Hoyos.
If he would just show me.
He's a boy.
Yes, but if he would show me he's a man and get her a place and everything, I'd still be willing to help him.
Mr. De Hoyos, I understand what you're saying, sir.
You know?
He's a boy. He's 18 years old. I've had 18-year-old children. They're children.
I know.
You know, they may do grown-up things, you know, just think that just because you can have a baby, you're an adult. It's not true. You can have a baby when you're 12. That doesn't necessarily mean you're able to have a family and be responsible. And they don't look because they're particularly together. What I'm going to try to convince your daughter is that right now you're with him. You may, Miss Eastling, be with him forever. Who knows? In the best of circumstances, even when you're not 16 and become pregnant and have a baby when you're 17, and you do everything in a much more reasonable and mature fashion, marriages often, relationships don't last, right? I mean, your mom and dad, I don't know how old they were when they got married, but their marriage didn't last.
No.
Right? So you never know. You can usually count on your parents in times of need, and you know that. Miss Eastling, you know that. I know you're young and you're angry, and right now, he's your life and your baby is your life, and that's okay. But if you cut them out, that's not a good thing. Do you know what I mean?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So you look at her and you see that she looks a little like you, and that's a nice feeling.
Oh, yes.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. Mary Eastling and Jason Heil want Mary's mother, Elizabeth Eastling, and her boyfriend, Basilio De Hoyos, to return their property.
Is this your first grandchild?
It's her first.
Boy or a girl?
Girl. Little girl.
Bert, can I see that baby? They know what the baby looks like. Can I see that baby?
Sure.
Oh, that baby is a doll. Is she cute? She's very cute.
Thank you.
Show her to her grandparents. You don't, Miss Eastling, you don't mind, do you?
Oh, God, she's big.
Miss Eastling.
God,
You're the one, believe it or not, at age 18 who controls this whole situation. Do you know that? You sort of do. You control this whole situation.
She'll never even know us.
Who are you living with now?
His sister.
Does she have children?
Mm-hmm.
How many kids does she have?
2.
And I assume you're not going to stay there forever.
No.
You have to get up some money and try to find a place of your own. Where are you working, Mr. Heil?
I sell artwork. I make my own business.
What do you mean you sell artwork?
I go like to public places with a portfolio. I design tattoos. I draw framed art.
Do you make a living doing that?
Yes, ma'am.
So why are you living with your sister?
Because we're trying to save up money right now.
You got some money in the bank?
Not right now.
So you are working, but you haven't saved any money. Are you working?
Yes.
Who takes care of the baby when you work?
He does.
So you have a job outside the house.
I don't like being home.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at McDonald's.
Miss Eastling, you're a very attractive young girl, very articulate, and I think you're bright. Now, this is not a disparaging remark against McDonald's, but you don't want to work at McDonald's forever. What do you hope for yourself?
I just want to finish school.
Are you in school now? No. You know, for many years, Miss Eastling, before I took my current job, I was a judge in the family court in New York. And I think probably over the 15 years that I was a sitting judge in the family court, I saw hundreds and hundreds of young couples like you. And although you have the best of intentions, most of these young relationships don't have a long life. Do you know what I mean?
I understand.
It's very important, Miss Eastling, for your baby to have a rock. Some community that's always there, in addition to you and to her father, but who's there for security, stability. Right now, you two kids don't have it. And it's a mistake for you, because you control it, to cut them off, because they'll be good for your baby. And that should be the unselfish thing that you feel. You made a baby at the wrong time, when you weren't ready, but unselfishly as a parent, because you are a parent now, you should know that they'll be good for your baby, to have them as backup. So don't cut them off. Do you know what I mean?
Judge Judy continues.
This is your first grandbaby.
Yes, ma'am.
So you look at her and you see that she looks a little like you.
Oh, yes.
And that's a nice feeling.
Oh, yes.
Sort of makes you feel as if there's a line that goes on forever. So your daughter's young. She made some mistakes. I have a feeling that you could help her out a little bit. Some extra things that she might need. And while she and Mr. Heil are going to come by and pick up the stuff that they need, if there were some things that got destroyed,
I'll take care of it.
I have a feeling you will. Okay. Miss Eastling, you do me a favor? Let your folks spend a little time with you and the baby today? You spend some time with them a little bit today? Let them spend some time with their granddaughter? That would be the right thing to do. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Thank you. That's all.
All right, excuse you. May step out.
You got him?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There you go.
And on the
He's on Spadaro versus Smith. Step forward, please.
professional cameraman William Spadaro wants one-time date beautician Ann Smith to pay medical bills for a bitten finger. Ann is countersuing, claiming she was raped.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 73 on the calendar in the matter of Spadaro versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Well, the complaint and the answer in this case that I have is rather lengthy. So let me see if I understand the gist of it. You, sir, met the defendant in a nail salon where I assume you work?
Hair salon.
Hair salon. And you dated a couple of times.
Correct.
On one of those dates, you borrowed his jacket. Is that right?
Correct, but there was no dating.
Where did you borrow his jacket? Where were you when you borrowed his jacket?
At his house.
Were you just there for what?
Visiting, then leaving. We had lunch.
Okay, you didn't think of it as dating?
No.
Did you think of it as dating?
Yes.
A date is when you make an arrangement with a woman and then you come to pick her up as a gentleman would.
That's if you're in 1969 or 1972, in 1998. I don't know if you go pick up ladies anymore. My children tell me that you make arrangements to meet someplace.
Correct.
So that nobody has to be inconvenienced.
Correct.
In any event, you were at the house, you borrowed his jacket, you took it home. There came a time he wanted his jacket back. You decided to go to the house to return his jacket.
Correct.
Then you claim you were assaulted. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yes, Your Honor. I was expecting to get the jacket back. She says, yes, I'll bring it back. So she came over to the house, and I was watching TV at the time. She says, why don't you turn off the television? So I said, well, I really like this show. And so she says, no, just turn it off. So we turned off the TV. I had a feeling she wanted to become a little more amorous. I said, okay, because I can't remember if at that point in time she had presented the jacket. I don't think at that point in time she had. I think she said she was going to bring the jacket. She didn't have the jacket with her then. So I wanted to try to appease matters, and we got into a little more of a physical situation.
We ended up becoming intimate. And during, or immediately after the intimacy,
No, I said no.
she had
I'm going to
said-
give you your chance to tell me your story. Go ahead.
She had said, is there any way we can, develop more of a relationship? And I said, I really don't think that we're compatible enough to work on a relationship. We've been out a couple times, and I really don't feel any chemistry. So at this point in time, she left my bed. And at the bottom of the bed, she said, I'm not a whore. And I said, I never said you were. She said, if I yelled rape right now, there's nothing you could do about it. I said, you're absolutely correct. There's nothing I could do about it. So at this point in time, she walked into my bathroom and she started screaming rape. I mean, to the top of her lungs. I mean, she's screaming it. And I'm just beside myself. I go, what do I do with this? So adjacent to my bathroom is my second bedroom. So I go into my second bedroom and I call the operator. I said, could you give me the phone number of the North Hollywood Police Department? She said, what do you need? And I said, do you hear this in the background? And she's screaming rape. So she gives me the number and I call North Hollywood Police Department. I said, get a car over here. This lady is irate. I don't know what's going to happen here. Please send somebody. So at this point in time, she'd left the bathroom and she had walked into my living room. And she was calm. She'd sat down on my couch for a while and then she got up and she started screaming rape again. And I said, just a matter of time. I go, why don't you just calm down? Why don't you just leave? Why don't you leave? I'm going to give you the freedom to leave. She goes, you didn't call the police. I said, yes, I did. They're going to be here momentarily. At that point in time, she picked up this statue and was going to throw it. Now, I've got a widescreen television, and adjacent to the widescreen television, I've got a grandfather clock. And I was afraid of something happening to that. So I grabbed this, and I set this down on the table, and she swings at me. So I grab her hands. I said, there's only going to be a couple minutes, before the cops are going to be here. I know I'll be okay. So I'm struggling with her, and I bring her down to the ground. We're in front of my front window. I'm holding her hands because I know the officers are going to be here. We'll get this thing resolved. And she says, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So it was either just prior to that or after I released the grip on her hands, she reached over and bit my hand. And I mean, it was enough. I couldn't get my hand away. And then she let go. Then I noticed at the front window the officers, and they said, stand up and put your hands up. So I stand up and I put up my hands, open up the front door. He grabs me and he cuffs me on my porch. Two female officers walk into the house to sit with the defendant. So I'm standing out on the porch and they're asking me what happened. And I ran down the situation, and the female officer comes out and says, she wants to have you arrested. Do you want to have her arrested? And I said, no, I just want her out of my house. That's all I ever wanted, was just to have her out of my house. And she goes, okay, I'll go back in and see what happens. So they're in probably another 10 minutes, and then they all walk out. And at this point in time, the officer takes the cuffs off me. But prior to that, the one officer said, she's been drinking, and she needs to have a ride home. Can she call somebody? And I said, yes. And that's accounting now for the variability in her actions. I mean, she was real mellow when she first got to my house and then became extremely irate. And they asked me, had you been drinking? And I said, no, I haven't had anything to drink. So she called someone to come and get her.
Is that the assault, sir?
Correct.
The assault was when she bit you?
Correct.
Okay. Did you ever get your jacket back?
Yes, I did.
How?
I called a friend of mine who's an attorney. He says, appease her. He says, call her and see if you can get your jacket back. So I call her and she starts screaming to me on the phone. She hangs up. A couple minutes later, she calls me again. She goes, were you the one that just called me?
Back before that.
And I said, yes. I'm the one that just called you. She said, okay. She goes, so we start talking. I said, why don't we just mellow this out? Why don't you just bring me my jacket and we'll work this out. So she did eventually.
What kind of jacket was this, sir, that was worth?
Flimsy jacket.
That was worth. You were making another phone call to her.
It was the last jacket I had from a company that I've been with for 20 years.
What do you mean? Was it a specialty jacket?
Yeah. I mean, it had the logo on the back of the jacket, and I wanted that jacket. It was important. It was the very last item that I had received from that company.
You were almost arrested and incarcerated, sir, because of something that she said. It would seem to me if you used your brains, you would say, I must have a picture of myself in that jacket. That's going to suffice. In any event, that's what you're talking about, the bite to your hand. Do you have medical records?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. May I approach?
No.
Oh.
Okay. What was the date of this incident, sir?
December 20th. I had let a couple days go by, and I called a physician friend and said, could you take a look at my hand? It's been bleeding, and it's getting enlarged.
Bit it yourself.
Shh.
And he says, where were you bitten? I said, on my hand. He
Don't
said,
tell me what your friend said.
okay, I want you to get to emergency.
All right, so you got to emergency. I see, 6 days later.
He said I could lose my hand. That's why I went down.
I'm not interested in what he told you. That's
he's a
hearsay.
Physician.
So?
That's
You have
what
a
I go
bill.
by.
That's important.
Correct.
The bill is important. What somebody said to you outside of court is not relevant and inadmissible.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Then you have to think with what's up here, not what's down here.
You don't have to go. I understand.
And you say, thank you very much for my jacket. Goodbye.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 40-year-old cameraman William Spadero is suing for medical bills, claiming 37-year-old Ann Smith bit him. Ann says he forced himself on her, and she was defending herself.
Now, Miss Smith, he's told me his story. Why don't you tell me your version of it?
I went over to return his jacket December the 20th. Must have been approximately 8:30. And when I went in, I don't remember if he was watching TV or not, but he immediately stood up to be friendly and cordial to me. And he had the fireplace going, and we started talking. I don't remember whether he turned off the television or not. The point was that we ended up getting a little bit friendlier than we should have, and then I said no. And he went ahead.
What do you mean he got...
When I, you know, being intimate, hugging and kissing or whatever. And then I said, no, I don't want to have sex with you. And he decided that he was so excited he would just do it anyway. And after he was done, I said, you know, you didn't use a condom, you didn't anything. And so, and I was in tears, I started crying. And then he says, no, this is it, you have to leave right now, immediately you have to leave. And I said, I want to go to the restroom and I want to clean myself because I could be pregnant or anything. I want to go to the bathroom and I want to clean myself up so I can leave as a dignified woman. And he said, no, you're not, you're leaving right now. He grabbed my shoulder as I went into the bathroom, very firmly placing it on my shoulder and trying to pull me out of his bathroom, treating me as though, you know, I was, you know, some kind of dog. Just throw me right out. Do whatever you want and throw me right out. Then he goes to the back room, he says, no, you're leaving right now. And he goes back and he picks up the telephone, and I don't know who he was calling, but he said he's calling the police. And I thought, how could he do this? I mean, how could he do something like this to a woman? Then now he's going to call the police on her after he's done that to her? So I started screaming rape. Because when a woman says no, that means no.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is that you didn't start to yell rape until after he got on the phone.
He called the police.
Until after he got on the phone. Well, what were you yelling rape for?
Well, because he's playing games with me. He won't let me clean up so that I can leave his house, and yet he wants to call the police on me.
But I don't understand
It doesn't
why...
make sense.
No, what you did doesn't make sense. First of all, I read your answer. Your answer said you were on your way out for an evening with your boyfriend, and you decided to go over that evening beforehand and return his jacket.
Yes.
And that was about 8:30.
Right.
And what time were you supposed to meet your boyfriend?
10:30.
So you left yourself 2 hours.
Right.
And you got there, and according to you...
Because we were friends, somewhat. Excuse me.
According to you, there was some hugging, some kissing, some fondling, some whatever. Right? I mean, you're there to return a jacket.
Right.
At this point, I don't hear anything about no rape, anything else. What bothered me about your response here...
But I said no.
What bothered me, that's what you say now. What bothered me about the response and and what you say to me now is that I can understand that if that's what happened to you, going into the bathroom and starting to scream rape so that you can get help or trying to get out as soon as you can, that I absolutely understand.
He was trying to...
But you just told me that you were angry because he wouldn't let you go into the bathroom and clean up.
He wouldn't even let me clean myself up after he did that to me.
Something doesn't sound right, Miss Smith. It just doesn't make sense to me. The conversation that he says that took place... Pay careful attention to my question. The conversation about possible future relationship you say never took place. when you were lying in bed? That conversation?
We weren't lying in bed together. It wasn't like that. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't like that. We weren't laying there having some torrid affair. It wasn't like that.
How did you get in from, how many rooms do you have,
His
sir?
bed stands up about this high.
What?
We're leaning.
2 bedrooms.
You have 2 bedrooms.
Correct.
So you came in, fireplace. Where's the fireplace?
In the living room.
In the living room. All right. Would you explain to me how you got from the living room into the bedroom?
We walked in there together.
What did you think you were going into the bedroom for?
He was showing me something on the wall. He has pictures on the wall. He has certificates on the wall.
So you were, now
No,
where
he
were you,
was-
just
there
a sec, hey. You're making this up as you're going along.
No, I'm not making this
sure
up.
you are. Sure you are. I mean, nothing is worse than a woman being sexually abused. A woman says no, it's no.
That's right.
Woman says no, it's no. But I'm not convinced, madam, that you're telling me the truth. Because if you're going in to return somebody's jacket, you return the jacket, here's your jacket, I'm going to meet my boyfriend. You end up in the bedroom looking at etchings, right? Then you have a problem. Then I begin to question everything that you're telling me, because even according to you, you ended up in the bedroom. Where were you doing the hugging and kissing and smooching?
In the living room.
And then right in the middle of the hugging and kissing and smooching, he said, I'd like to show you my etchings in the bedroom.
It's time to slow down.
Just a second.
You know?
Then he said, I want to show you my etchings in the bedroom. And so you decided to go. Were you dressed or undressed when you went into the bedroom?
Dressed.
Fully dressed?
Mostly dressed.
Oh, you give me a break.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
What you're telling me is you wanted to leave?
I wanted to leave.
She didn't want to leave.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. William Spadaro says Ann Smith bit him. She says she was raped.
You spoke to the district attorney in this case. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
And did you indicate to them that you wish to press charges in this case?
I decided to drop it.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, I'm not going to go through 2 years of court fighting over something like this.
May I add something, Your Honor?
Yeah.
The district attorney told me she had no
Don't
case.
tell me what the district attorney said. That's hearsay.
Okay.
Because, is it Spadaro?
Spadaro, correct.
Mr. Spadaro, you don't get any awards for gallantry, sir. Because according to your complaint, which I read, and quite frankly, as a woman, I wasn't too thrilled with, you said you really weren't interested in a relationship with this lady even before she came to return your jacket. But as long as she was there, you gave it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounded. That's not what you said, but that's pretty much what I read between the lines, right?
Correct.
And then you gave it a shot, and assuming that everything you're telling me is accurate, that you are lying in bed and she says to you, listen, we're going to be going out, or we're going to have a relationship. And at that moment, you decide to tell her, I don't think we're compatible. That doesn't sit too well with a woman.
I told her prior to that.
Well, if you told her prior to that, sir, then you have to think with what's up here, not what's down here.
You don't have to go. I understand.
And you say, thank you very much for my jacket. Goodbye.
She didn't bring the jacket at that time.
Then you say, go get my jacket and come back when you have it. Do you understand, Mr. Spadaro?
Correct.
Instead of saying, well, I have nothing to do between the hours of 8:30 and 9:30, so, you know, either I can have a bite to eat or I can, you know, bed down Miss Smith. Not smart, not nice, not chivalrous, you know. In any event, you can't bite him, Miss Smith. And you did bite him.
Of me.
And you did bite him,
You didn't
madam.
let me finish telling you.
He was on top of you in what?
After he'd finished calling the police, that's when he grabbed me and he said, you're not going anywhere. You're crazy. I'm going to make sure that they take you and put you away. You know, he grabbed me and then he threw me down and he forcibly sat on top of my chest,
and
holding both of my arms.
What you're telling me is you wanted to leave?
I wanted to leave.
You wanted to leave? Well,
Yes,
he wanted you to leave.
I wanted to leave,
Just a minute,
too.
he says he wanted you to leave.
I wanted to leave, too.
Why didn't you let her leave?
She didn't want to leave.
No, why wouldn't he let me leave?
Did you go to the hospital that day?
I went home. My pops came back with me to get my car, and I stayed in bed for a whole week. This ruined my Christmas. My daughter didn't get a Christmas. I ended up taking psychotherapy for all this. I have the bills right here.
You have your therapy bills from before this incident?
No, I didn't take therapy before this.
Well, in any event, whether you did or whether you didn't, I'm telling you that I doubt the veracity of your story. And that's what I'm here to do. Your story doesn't make sense. It's not common sense. It's not what happened that day.
It doesn't make sense to me either.
Well, it doesn't make sense for a woman to go over to somebody's house on their way to meet their boyfriend and to end up half naked, walking into their bedroom, looking at etchings, right? That doesn't make sense to me.
This is not a joke.
I'm telling you, I don't think it's a joke. That doesn't make sense to me, madam. That's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe that you were there merely to return his jacket as a friend. Right? That's what you...
Actually, I'm not here to have a good time. You know, okay. I'm not.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
In any event, your medical bills were $539, sir.
The emergency room. Then I had additional physician at the hospital. You had somebody did the blood analysis. Then there was a physician that met with me. He ran some HIV tests. But I'm sure all those bills are there, Your Honor. The different physicians.
You got $539. You got $80.
They had bitten.
You got $80. You got $71.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
I saw it all. Part of this you are responsible for, sir. You exercised very poor judgment.
That's correct.
So you have to assume at least part of the responsibility. Don't you believe you do?
Sure.
Good. So I'm giving you $200. That's all.
Okay.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Parties on Dulise versus Williams. Step forward, please.
18-year-old Vanessa Dulise says 20-year-old landscaper Eric Williams punched a hole in her dashboard, wrecked her car, and threatened her life.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 60 on the calendar in the matter of Dulise versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
You folks were engaged to each other, according to these papers. You are suing him because you say he damaged your car, he damaged your house.
Correct.
Let's start with the car.
I purchased the car on December 6th of '97 for $6,050, and approximately within 2 weeks after I got the car, Eric did a hit-and-run situation.
What do you mean he did a hit-and-run?
We went to my friend's house to pick up a dog that we purchased for him, that we got for our friend James, and when leaving, he did not realize that a car was next to him, and he cut the wheel all the way to right, hit the car, reversed out extremely fast, and drove off.
And you were with him?
Yes, I was.
So what did you do?
I told him that we should go back and see whose car it was, because it wasn't right, and he insisted not to.
So what are you suing him for?
I'm suing him for the damages done to my car.
Well, what damage was done to your car?
The whole front driver's side fender.
You have an estimate?
Yes, I do. I also have pictures.
Now, I assume you had insurance for this?
No. My insurance won't cover it since I wasn't driving.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Why didn't you report it to your insurance company?
In fear of what Eric might do. He told me if I was to tell anybody, do anything, then he would hurt me.
Okay, so this you say happened in December?
Correct.
And were you engaged in January?
Yes.
And February?
February was when we broke off.
When in February?
February 14th, Valentine's night.
Fine. So you were together in December for Christmas, for New Year's, right?
Correct.
Madam, I wouldn't stay with anybody 2 minutes who threatened my life if I told them about an incident. You have insurance for this. That's what you paid for insurance for.
I have only liability. It won't cover the cost of my car.
You didn't let them know the day after the incident about the incident. That's what you're supposed to do, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm not going to let him make excuses, but I'm not going to let you make excuses either. You were with him in the car. You had a responsibility. Now, you say that she caused the damage to the car.
Yes, she did.
Well, then look here, right
she
in the eye.
hit a pole in a parking lot and kept driving.
That is
got to my
incorrect.
house. Got to my house and saw the damages to the car, and she left.
This incident that she's describing to you doesn't ring a
No,
note?
it did not happen.
It didn't happen?
No, it didn't.
Your Honor.
That's a complete lie.
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Kim. I heard Eric. I've been friends with Vanessa since we were in second grade. She's my best friend, and he did her wrong.
He what?
He did He's totally making her look like. There's so many.
Just a second.
Okay.
Just a second. You know anything about this accident? Were you there?
I was not there. I came home from my work, and they were out front, and I said, I looked at the car, I was like, what happened to this? And he was like, oh, he's like, oh. I'm like, what are you guys going to do? And that's...
No, I didn't, just a second. Would you speak in English, please, and slowly? You came home, you saw the two of them outside.
Yeah, they were outside smoking.
Outside smoking?
Right, their cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what happened to the car? Because the car was right out front of her house. And Eric said, oh, I hit something. He just said something. I didn't ask. And I was like, oh, what are you guys going to do? And Vanessa kind of just looked at me like, just, I'll tell you later kind of look. And then later on, Vanessa said, oh, he just said, don't say nothing, or she'll get it. So I was just like, okay. But I heard Eric say, I hit the car.
You heard him say I hit something.
Something, excuse me.
That's what you said,
Yes.
right? Sit down. Then you say that in addition to this damage to the car, he hit the dashboard of the car when he was angry about something.
Correct. Which I do admit to.
Well,
Which
why did
shows
you hit
his
the
violence.
dashboard of the car?
Because I was fed up with her attitude, her yelling and screaming.
What was she yelling about?
Who knows? It's a different thing every day.
Well, if you hit the dashboard of the car, then you should know what that particular
I don't-
discussion was about.
I really don't remember.
Have you hit the dashboard of the car before?
No.
You hit anything else before?
No.
That's incorrect. He is hitting me.
Listen, you picked him.
True.
You picked him. I didn't pick him. You know, that's a testament to your bad judgment. First time somebody, according to you, does something like this and doesn't accept responsibility for what they do, this is serious, right? Correct. And I would say to myself, if I was a smart girl, I would say to myself, is he going to be responsible when we have children? Is he going to be responsible about working? Is he going to be responsible in teaching our children the right from wrong? I mean, all these things would go through my head. Does that sound right to you?
Yes.
You did none of that?
Correct.
All right. So you picked him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's gotten violent on quite a few occasions and told me if I were to leave him, he would come, he would kill me, he would jump off a bridge.
He would jump over a bridge? So what do you care if he jumps off a bridge? What does that bother you?
And later today,
I'm an accountant.
An accountant. Where did you go to school?
Where did I go to school?
That's
I
my question.
choose not to disclose that information.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vanessa Dulise is suing her former fiancé, Eric Williams, for damaging her property and threatening her life.
Now, let's get back to you. So you have this little bit of a temper because you can't tell me what the argument was about, but you know you hit the dashboard. Now, do you have an estimate for the dashboard?
That's in with the total price of my car damages.
Can I comment on that? It
Yes,
cannot be in with the total price of the damages because I called to try to get a dashboard and pay for the dashboard here, but it is now discontinued, which means they do not make it and it cannot be fixed.
So it just a second. So it can't be fixed.
No, it cannot.
Well, let me see if do I have a picture of this dashboard?
Yes, there's a picture in there.
Yes, there is.
Oh, I see. You mean he hit the top of the dashboard?
Yes.
This is the picture of the dashboard?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you must have been very angry, Mr. Williams.
Yes, I was.
You got to learn to control that testosterone, sir.
It's true.
Now, you also said that he caused some damage in your house.
Yes, my mother's home.
No.
Yeah. You want to tell me about that? And do you have estimates for the damage?
I have estimate. Unfortunately, I did not bring it with me.
Then I can't help you with it.
Okay. Okay. Fight broke out. This was on December 13th, day before Valentine's Day, and he got extremely enraged and violent, and he punched me in my stomach, punched me in my leg, put a pillow over my face, and thrustfully pushed down. He broke my cellular phone with his two hands in half. He punched a hole in my closet door. He ripped my engagement ring off my finger, threw them down the toilet, and flushed the toilet. He, on another incident, took his head and banged his own head into a wall, which, as you can see...
You said on another incident.
Yes.
This was before Valentine's Day?
Yes, this was before Valentine's Day.
So before Valentine's Day, he did what?
He took his head and hit it into a wall, his own head.
Probably didn't cause any damage to him.
Oh, yes, it did. He has a big head.
You didn't listen to what I said.
To me.
Oh, to him?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Just to the wall.
Can I show you something?
Listen
else?
to me.
Go ahead.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Listen to me. You're supposed to use your noodle.
True.
He, according to you, does this to your dashboard because he's annoyed. He does this to your car and untold damage to somebody else's car without accepting responsibility. He uses the wall in your mother's house as a battering ram, or uses his head as a battering ram, right?
Yeah.
None of that phases you.
Oh, it phases me.
Enough to show him his walking papers.
Fear.
Fear.
Fear was more of what he might do. He's gotten violent on quite a few occasions and told me if I were to leave him, he would come, he would kill me, he would jump off a bridge, he would do all these horrible things. So out of fear, I could not leave.
He would jump over a bridge? So what do you care if he jumps off a bridge? What does that bother you? If he tells you he's going to throw you off a bridge, that I can understand. Who are you?
I'm his sister.
You're his sister?
Yeah, she says she's afraid of him to break up with him. After she broke up with him, she calls my house 5 times a day.
That's
comes
incorrect.
to my house. We have a police report that she was harassing him.
Well, let me see the police report.
She
let
won't
me see
leave
the
him
police
alone.
report. You have an order of protection against him?
Yes, I do.
When was it issued?
24th day of February, which I have a copy of.
Can I comment on that protection from abuse order? If she was so scared of me and she got the protection from abuse order, why didn't she turn it into the police stations?
Can I comment that if he thought that he was unguilty of that, why did he go to the court and sign it, not even go to trial?
So you would leave
That way you would leave me alone.
Just a second. Mr. Williams,
Yes.
you went to court
Yes, I did.
when she filed this complaint against you.
Yes, I did.
Did you go alone or did you go with someone else?
I went by myself.
No, he did not.
Hey.
No, I'm sorry. My 2 friends, my
See?
little brother and my best friend, waited in the cafeteria for me.
Okay, so you went with some moral support, but you went and saw a judge?
A legal assistant.
Legal assistant. And the legal assistant advised you that you had the right to go to trial on this request?
Yes, she did.
Or that you could consent to her having the protective order. Is that right?
And that's exactly what I did.
And that's what you did.
That way she would have to leave me alone.
That's incorrect.
No, that way you have to leave her alone.
Well, either way, we were away from each other.
No, that way you had to leave her alone.
Okay.
Listen. Have you called his house for any reason?
No, not.
No.
Wait,
Jump up.
I have
You
called
said-
his house only if he has paged me.
Wrong.
He has paged me
No,
the
just
other
a
day.
second.
Wrong.
No.
Hey, Mr. Leese.
Yes.
If he paged you and if you were afraid of him, then you don't return his calls. Is there any reason for you
Can
to
I
return his
comment?
calls? Just a second. Is there any reason for you to return his calls?
Only if he's paging me at 4 o'clock in the morning with, we'll say, obscene things, which I haven't.
Just a second. So he calls you at 4 o'clock in the morning with obscene things and you call him back.
Well, I have his number blocked from my phone, so he cannot call me. But he will go to his friend's house and call me from his friend's house, which directly is where I pick up the phone and he is there on the line.
You know, I don't believe you.
Well, I'm telling the truth.
No, you know, I don't believe you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You think I'm giving you anywhere near $4,600 when you told me you paid $6,000 for the whole car? There's damage to one fender of the car. What do you think, I'm crazy? What do you think, I'm out of my mind?
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. Vanessa Dulise claims Eric Williams damaged her car and home. Eric says Vanessa is a liar.
If you're afraid of somebody and you have an order of protection, and that's the only reason you're supposed to go to court to get an order of protection, because you're afraid of somebody, then if they call you threatening you, using obscenities at 4 o'clock in the morning, what you do is you go to the police and you say he has violated the order of protection. You don't return his call. You don't return his call.
I'm very fearful of him. He gets his friends to follow me around school and to give him a daily report if I go to school or not.
Then you have no reason to call him back. And I do believe that you've called the house.
No, she has.
That was a long time ago.
How long ago? After February 14th?
That's right.
Hey,
Sorry.
after February 14th?
Once or twice, yes.
Once or twice, yes. Oh, all right. Listen to me, sir. You're really not a very good person. When you do damage to not only her car, I would almost let her deal with it herself, but you caused damage to somebody else's car.
I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Oh, yes, you did.
Okay.
Oh, yes, you did. You caused damage to somebody else's car. They weren't looking and you just drove away. You know how irritating that is? You know how irritating it is to come out and find somebody scraped by your car, somebody damaged your car and didn't have the courtesy to put a note in your car, I'm sorry for this accident, this is my phone number where you can reach me. Irritating.
Can I please?
Irresponsible. Say
Can I please make a
nothing.
comment?
Say nothing. Irresponsible. I am not charging you, sir, for the damage to her house because she doesn't have any bills to establish to my satisfaction that they were fixed or what the estimates are. She knew she was coming to court today. She didn't bring them, so that I can't help her with them. And I also think, Ms. DeLeese, that you have some responsibility for the damage for your own car. Some. Because you were in the car, it was in fact your car, and you chose to remain silent. You chose to remain silent because he was your fiancé. Now, the estimate that I have is a grand total of $4,600. And I
have another estimate.
Well, let me see it.
He has it in his hand.
Let me see it.
He hasn't taken my car to get that.
Yes, I have.
That's incorrect.
The day after it happened.
The day after it happened.
She wasn't even there.
Hey, don't talk to each other. You're irritating me. Well, these are two completely different kinds of estimates. When did you take this car in for an estimate, sir?
Approximately a couple days after it happened.
And what prompted you to take the car in for an estimate?
She was right next door at the dentist.
Yeah.
And right next door to the dentist is a collision repair place.
So you took it in 2 days after what?
After the accident happened.
It's incorrect.
Jeff. Hey.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Madam, you think I'm giving you anywhere near $4,600 when you told me you paid $6,000 for the whole car? There's damage to one fender of the car. What do you think, I'm crazy?
I have another
What do you think, I'm out of my mind?
The bumper, too.
I have another estimate
What do you...
here.
Listen
car's
to me.
only worth
Listen to me.
$2,000.
You know, you two, the truth of the matter is you two people really deserve each other.
No, we
because
don't.
You really
No.
deserve each other because
He
you,
doesn't
sir,
deserve me.
because you, sir, just said to me 2 days after the accident.
That's
2
right.
days after the accident. You mean the accident when she hit the pole?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Frank.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. And also today,
You have a limit on your credit, Keller?
Of course.
How much?
I choose not to disclose that.
Your estimate is $1,371. Her estimate is $4,700. It's probably somewhere around $2,000 to fix this whole thing. It's a pretty bad hit.
You can call the place that I have. It's a legal company.
The dashboard
I don't have,
alone.
just a second, I don't have to take one estimate. I have two estimates here.
Right.
I have two estimates for the same thing, and hers does not, and yours does not include the dashboard. Right?
Okay.
I also have a second estimate.
Judgment is issued in this case for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
You got excused. You may step out.
My papers.
and now the next case.
Bodies on Kay versus Rodriguez. Step forward, please.
19-year-old preschool teacher Carrie Kay says her former best friend, 21-year-old accountant Jamie Rodriguez, cheated her by running up a cell phone bill in her name.
You two ladies were very good friends.
Yes.
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
19.
Yes.
And you?
21.
According to your complaint, you opened a cell phone account for your friend.
Yes.
She ran up a $1,400 bill.
Yes.
And damaged your credit.
Well, it hasn't been damaged yet.
But you're afraid it will be?
Yes.
You work?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a preschool teacher.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an accountant.
An accountant. Where did you go to
Yes.
school?
Where did I go to school?
That's
I
my question.
choose not to disclose that information.
Did you get a license? Did you graduate from college? You said you were an accountant. I'm asking
Oh, I'm
you these
not a
questions
certified
for...
accountant. I'm not certified.
Well, what are you?
I'm an accountant, but I'm an accountant in training.
Mm-hmm.
But my position allows me to work while I'm in training.
Mm-hmm. What do you need a cell phone for?
For in case there's an emergency. And also my cell phone had a pager on it, so I would use it to receive pages.
Why didn't you open up your own cell phone account?
Well, because at the time I had needed a deposit, so I had asked her, and they said to put it on a credit card. So I'd asked her if it was possible for her to make the deposit for me.
Didn't you have your own credit card?
Yes, I did.
So why didn't you put it on your credit card?
Okay, because at the time I was going to use it for something else. That I needed to do something else with it. So.
You have a limit on your credit card?
Of course.
How
That's
much?
why.
How much?
I choose not to disclose that.
She ran up a bill?
Yes.
The bill was how much?
$1,467.07.
I choose to disclose this. You owe her $1,467. Case is over. Goodbye.
Excuse. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
That's why they call things accidents instead of on purposes.
During a lover's tiff, the China hutch fell over, smashing all her stuff.
When you're in a relationship, isn't that common property?
Now, Mr. Williams, if you wanted common property with Miss Withers, you would marry her, right? I hate to use the M word because it gives people a rash.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
Parties on Weathers versus Williams. Step forward, please.
37-year-old nursing assistant Victoria Weathers claims the father of her children, 37-year-old clerical worker James Williams, destroyed her china, crystal, and furniture after a night of drinking.
Order. All rise. Judge, this is number 12 on the calendar, the matter of Weathers versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Young man, have a seat.
Who is this young man?
That's my son, James Williams Jr., from a previous relationship.
Why is he here?
He is the witness for my countersuit.
I see. There was a time when you two folks lived together.
Yes.
During what period of time did you live together?
The period of March until the end of October.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes. But we had a prior relationship before that also. Oh, let's clarify.
Going back to the day of the flood.
Okay.
March of 97 to October 97.
That's right.
Now, according to your complaints, in October, around Halloween,
yes,
he came home and damaged some of your property.
Yes.
Well, why don't you tell me about that?
Okay, me and my sister, well, he had early borrowed the car to use to go pick my sister up to come to take her kids trick-or-treating over my house, since I live mostly in a residential area And then so he had left, but after he had went to go pick her up, he was acting like he was mad and everything. This is what she had told me. And
just what happened when he came home?
Okay, well,
he came home and he damaged some of your property.
So it was like
he walked in the house.
Oh yes, and so he was acting upset, angry, maliciously, and violent, cursing. Where is the kids at? I haven't seen them. And it's like 10 o'clock at night. I have 2 kids prior to his son by him.
Just a second. You have 2 children together?
Yes, we do.
How old are they?
3 years old and it's 6 months, 6-month boy.
So he wanted to see the kids
and
or
my
whatever?
Son, yes, and my son was only a month when the incident happened.
So
well, he came in the house and he was cursing and upset, mad. I don't know what the problem was, but he was wanting to leave again after he had been gone earlier. But I told him he couldn't leave in the car because I didn't think he was capable of driving at that time. And then so what it was, he got mad and angry at me. And then so after that, he had came toward the kitchen. If you don't let me, use the car, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna pull the dinette. I have a dinette set. He said he was gonna go in there and pull it down. And so what he did is pull the whole china hutch down onto my table, and it broke my glass table and then all the crystal and everything I had off in it, and destroyed the chairs and everything. But I couldn't believe it.
After this happened, did he leave?
Yes, the next day after Halloween.
So that was November 1st he left?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, positively sure.
All right.
And he called back wanting to see the kids and everything, so he would come over. He came over.
That's all right. Coming over to see the kids is one thing.
Yeah, but not like that. And then
the last time he lived there was November 1st.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me? Okay. Now you say this whole hutch broke and it was by accident.
It was an accident.
Tell me about it.
Okay.
I called her. I said, I'm bringing 2 of my friends over. A friend of mine that I've been knowing since I was a kid and his girlfriend. We came in. We were drinking. They were drinking when we got there, her and her sister. And then we had brought another drink when we came in. We sat down at the... Pardon me?
Had you been drinking before you got home?
Yes, beer.
Okay. What happened?
Okay, when I got there, my friend was insulted by her and her sister with their conversation. She overheard them calling her names and talking about her. His girlfriend, not my friend, but his girlfriend.
Okay.
She walks out the house, and she just was angry. She says, I'm walking home. I immediately said, well, no, you don't have to walk. I'll take you where I got this long walk. As I got ready to walk out the door, she came from behind and snatched my keys out my hand. Said I wasn't taking them nowhere. And I said, why not? I said, well, she says, because I'm doing it because you've been drinking. I said, well, why don't you take them? She didn't want to take them. I said, they're not going to walk all this way. It's a long walk from Compton to Long Beach. So I said, I need my keys. And now we were standing in the living room. I have her china cabinet is about that tall. I was leaning up against it, and I was telling her, I need my keys.
Just a second. You went that very fast there. You're leaning up against the china cabinet,
right,
and you're talking to her calmly.
No.
Right.
I'm honest.
Go ahead.
We were yelling at each other. And I was telling her, I need the keys. I just want to go. I just want to leave. Finally, when I pushed the cabinet, I said, give me the keys. I pushed the cabinet like that. It hit the wall, and then it came back. I tried to catch it like this, and the weight was too heavy, and I moved, and it fell.
Good. He didn't. Just a second. Doesn't make any difference. On purpose, an accident because you weren't careful, right? You weren't careful.
But on understanding, it didn't fall from me out of anger trying to turn it over or anything. It was an accident. In every relationship, accidents happen, and you have to pay for everything that happened in a relationship when you're with someone.
Just a second. Do you have to pay? Just a second. Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Somebody has to pay when property is damaged.
Well, I made it.
Yep. I'm speaking.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you speak.
And I'm the judge.
Yes, ma'am.
So if property is damaged, somebody has to pay for it. If it's done on purpose, the person who did it on purpose, of course, has to pay for it. If it's an accident, like a car accident, right? Who do you think pays for a car accident?
I wouldn't know.
The person usually who's at fault.
But what about in a relationship?
What does a relationship have to do with anything?
Because it's common property. When you're in a relationship, isn't that common property?
Now, Mr. Williams, if you wanted to be in common property with Miss Withers, you would, I don't want to offend you, marry her, right? I hate to use the M word because it gives people a rash.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You're wrong about the date. I have to say this. It's not November 1st.
You are so full of baloney. How dare you, in front of your own child, come into a courtroom and try to lie to me?
And later today.
You mean you have no windows in your house?
He said the windows were thin and he tapped on it one time and they cracked
and it cracked again. I'm serious.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Victoria Weather says the father of her children, James Williams, got drunk, knocked over a china cabinet, and broke her dishes. He says it was an accident.
It seemed to me that you got two kids together, you want to view everything as common property because you're in a relationship. You want to do everything except make it legal, so you choose the easy way out, the two of you. You choose not to get married, so you have no common property.
Okay, I understand
good.
that.
So somebody's got to pay for it when there's an accident. Because that's why they call things accidents instead of on purposes.
May I ask you a question, Judge?
No, you can't. I ask the questions. You don't ask questions. You don't ask questions. So give me the bills for the hutch.
This is also what was in the crystal and the table and the...
These all the bills?
Yes, so far. I had plenty more, but...
He's good with this. I don't do buttons very well. All right, while Officer Byrd is tallying up those bills, Mr. Williams, now we're going to get to your countersuit, sir. So you left November 1st, and according to your countersuit, which you recently filed, just a minute.
Well, you're wrong about the date. I have to say this. It's not November 1st. See, I was listening to you earlier, and you spoke kind of fast when you said October is not when I left there. I stayed with her up until Right before she called the police on me with a fake thing. That's when I left the house. February 5th.
Just a second.
To be exact.
No. Mr. Williams, you are so full of baloney. How dare you, in front of your own child, come into a courtroom and try to lie to me? I don't talk very fast, sir, and I speak very, very clearly. We talked about when you moved out. You moved out the day after this incident, which was November 1st.
That is
I
not
said
true.
it 3 times. No more than 5 minutes ago. You didn't correct me once until, Mr. Williams, I got you. Until I got you. Because you moved out on November 1st, February 5th, while you were making what you call, and I'm quoting you, a courtesy call. You asked for your things that you had left there now for 4 months. And
that is not true. That is not true. I'm not going to agree to that. I had still been living with her up until February 5th. We had a big argument. I was gone for 3 days. I came back, and she was mad at me because I was gone overnight. She got angry.
After he stole my car for 5 days, and I had to go to work.
In February.
And he didn't even show up.
Just a second. I will remind you two people that you still, no matter how irresponsible you both may be, made 2 children together. You have any of his clothes?
No.
When he left November 1st, did he take any clothes with him?
Yes.
What did he take?
Everything that he had brought over, and that wasn't nothing but clothes.
Where did you go after you moved out?
Pardon me? Where did I go?
What word didn't you understand,
we moved,
sir?
I'm trying to explain to you. We moved from one apartment to this house.
Try to pay attention to me.
Yes, go ahead.
Where did you go after you moved out?
When I moved out, I did move out. What it was, I was going in her car, and she was angry with me.
Where did you go?
I was at a friend's home in Long Beach for 4 days.
All right, so then you came back. Now, after you stayed with a friend in Long Beach for 4 days, where did you move to?
Oh, I live in Inglewood now. This is after me and her split up. Oh, where did I move to? I didn't move anywhere.
Do you have a number for me?
I stay in Inglewood.
Do you have a number for me?
324473.
324473. Okay. Now, all those things add up together, so I don't know what it is. It adds up to $3,200. You're suing him for $2,500. That's what you're going to get, because you can't damage your property. $2,500 judgment for the plaintiff. Sir, since I don't believe really a whole lot of what you say, I am dismissing your counterclaim because I believe that anything that was in that house, you got. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Daniels versus Curtis. Step forward, please.
21-year-old printer Patricia Daniels claims former boyfriend, 21-year-old rapper Ramon Curtis, smashed out windows in her home and car.
Mr. Curtis.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay.
I'm really most interested in your answer to her complaint. You seem to admit that you knocked the windows out of her car, right?
Right.
That you knocked the windows out of her house?
Right.
Kicking the doors and windows, right? Right?
Right.
Because you were having a bad day.
No.
Well, that's what you said here. You were having a bad day. You were under a lot of stress.
Right. I was under a lot of stress because I was recording my album, which was called Stacking
I'm not
Chips.
interested in your album.
Okay.
I'm just interested in why you kicked out her windows, because you were having a bad day.
She broke my ignition and kicked out my car windows.
When did she do that?
She did that like a week before the dispute happened between me and her. It was a fight, though. It wasn't, I didn't go crazy and just break out her windows. It was a dispute. It was an argument. And I told her, leave me alone, let me go to sleep. She didn't let me go to sleep. So, I mean, I just went crazy. I don't know.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You know what? He put me through a lot of mental stress, too, because he makes me feel
You're both putting me through a lot of mental stress.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. 21-year-old printer Patricia Daniels claims former boyfriend, 21-year-old rapper Ramon Curtis, smashed out windows in her home and car.
Did you do damage to his car the week before?
Not intentionally like he did mine.
Well, tell me how unintentionally you did damage to his car.
When I did damage to his car, it wasn't even before he did the damage to my car, it was after. So, he bought a car for us to ride in because he messed my car up, and I accidentally broke the key off in the ignition. And I tried to get someone to fix it, and they broke it open.
Broke what open?
Broke the whole driver ignition open, where the steering column is. They broke the whole thing open. They didn't know how to fix it. Now he wants me to pay for it. But it wasn't intentional what I did. I was just trying to get an extra key made, and the key I got made didn't fit in there, and I tried to make it, and it broke in there.
Okay. So even though what you did was an accident to his car, you have to pay for that.
When he pays for my stuff.
You say he broke your stuff first.
He did.
And then did you make up?
We tried to. What happened was he was supposed to be giving me that car to drive around until he got my car fixed. I broke that car. So he wants me to pay for that car first before he pays for my car.
Let me see the bill for the ignition.
This is the bill for the ignition and a couple other things that was wrong with my car. I needed a starter and a carburetor and a lot of things. So he put the man
This is a bill? What? I never saw a bill like this.
That's the letter from the mechanic. I never went and picked up my car. I never had the money to pay it, so I left it at the place. So until I get the money to pay it from her, that's when I'll pay for her windows.
You know what? He put me through a lot of mental stress too, because he makes me feel
You're both putting me through a lot of mental stress.
But he makes me feel like I had a lot of things going for myself. I just got my car. He destroyed my car.
Let me see the bills for the broken windows in your house and car.
That's the police report for the car. I don't have an estimate for the car because the city of Oakland towed it.
City of Oakland towed your car?
Because of the broken windows. They said if I don't fix the windows or move it somewhere else, they would tow it. That's what they did.
Did you take it into a place to have an estimate for the windows? To have the
No,
windows
I
fixed in
didn't,
the
but I
car?
had the glass company come out there and give me an estimate.
Show it to me.
I don't have it in writing. The only thing I have is my police report and...
Police report doesn't help me. What about the windows in your house?
You want to see the pictures?
No, I want to see the bills to have them repaired.
All I have is estimates.
You mean you have no windows in your house?
No, they're all still cracked.
Well, how am I supposed to figure out how much all this costs?
It's not on that yellow piece of paper.
And you didn't have any of these things fixed?
Some of them were fixed, but they were rebroken.
How?
He said the windows were thin, and he tapped on it one time, and they cracked
And it
again.
cracked again. I'm serious.
I'm serious. Are you two lovebirds still together?
We do music. We're recording artists. I record on his tape. He records on mine. As boyfriend and girlfriend, we're not together, though.
$637.91. This is all the bills for the house.
Mm-hmm.
Car I can't help you with, madam, because I have absolutely no idea of what it costs to fix windows in a car that you don't have, because you don't have estimates for me, and I'm not going to guess. Do you understand? When you come to court, you're supposed to be prepared. You're supposed
But
to be
I don't have
prepared
a car anymore, so how could they come and give me estimates?
How? Because as soon as he broke the windows on the car, you get an estimate.
I did over the phone.
Oh. Can't help you with that.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Now, this piece of paper that you gave me, allegedly from somebody, a mechanic, with a few other things on a piece of three-hole paper, is the most peculiar bill I ever saw in my life. But she seems to acknowledge that she broke the key off in your ignition. So, sir, how old is your car?
It's an 82 Honda Excel.
Mm-hmm. No. I'm going to give you $400 credit for this broken ignition where they put the key in, which means the total of your bills comes to $637.91 to fix your house. She seems to acknowledge that he destroyed, right? Because you were stressed.
He had destroyed my property. He broke this phone. He broke my cellular. I mean, he didn't break my cellular phone, but my cellular phone mysteriously came up missing I took a lot of losses, and I
You
don't
may have
have.
taken a lot of losses, madam, but that doesn't mean that I can find that he did it. This is the
Mental
estimate
stress.
that you gave me. The estimate comes to $637.91. You broke the ignition of his car. You told me that the person that you took it to didn't know how to fix it and destroyed the dashboard of his car, a 1982 car that's probably not worth more than $800. So I'm giving you $400 credit for that, which means you owe her $237.91. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge...
Parties on Ryan versus Espanol. Step forward, please.
32-year-old assistant controller Jordana Ryan says 35-year-old teacher Lori Espanol assaulted her during a basketball game.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 55 on the calendar in the matter of Ryan versus Espanol. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Sir, have a seat.
You two ladies are in some sort of a basketball league for women.
Correct.
And according to your complaint, you were assaulted by the defendant during the course of one of the games.
That's right.
So why don't you tell me what happened?
Okay. I had just come off of the game. I was sitting on the bench, and
You were
I
on
heard...
opposing teams.
Yes, correct. And I heard Miss Espanol threaten my teammate Jane Medrano, and I heard her saying, "You're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hurt," but she was kind of smiling, so I didn't know if she was serious or not. And next thing I knew, all of a sudden she started pushing and shoving Jane, and Jane, when she was pushing her back, Jane was backing up right towards me at the bench, and immediately I jumped between them and to stop the fight and grabbed Miss Espanol by the arms and just said, "Hey, it's just a game, this is just for fun. You know, let's calm down, let's enjoy the game." I was having a great game. I didn't want it to end. I was having a good time. So I was saying, let's just have a good time, let's relax. And all she said to me is, "Let go of my hands." I was holding her wrist. "Let go of my hands, let go of my hands." I said, I thought it was calm. By the time this was going on, everybody's gathered around now, both teams, the referees. And she relaxed her arms, and I thought she was calm. I let go of her hands. I started to walk away thinking it was over, and that's when she just slugged me solid in the jaw, this side of my jaw. My jaw shifted, and even though she hit me on the left side, the right side of my jaw radiated with pain up through my ear, and it was awful. And at that time, Brian, the referee, and a lot of the other girls grabbed her and got her under control, and they escorted her out of the court, out of the basketball court.
And you sought medical attention?
Yes, I did. I also called the police. She left the scene. I pressed charges. There was a criminal case against her, which I have the court documents.
I will look at them.
I have pictures the next morning of my swollen face. Even though I had ice packs on both sides of my cheeks, because my doctor made me go to the emergency room.
Let me see your paperwork.
Okay. This is all the paperwork. I have a schedule and then the photos.
Sir, would you step up here, please? What is your name?
Brian Rosette.
Mr. Rosette, you were the referee in this game?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you witness this whole incident?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what you saw.
The defendant and Jane came down with a rebound, and they were tied up, which means they both had their hands on the ball. She seemed to be frustrated. She shoved Jane in the chest. At this time, she proceeded to come off the bench and intervene, trying to calm her down.
How did she do that?
She jumped in between them. She grabbed her hand. She was like, "Hey, just relax, let's continue."
Did you
with the
hear
game."
her say that?
Yes, I did. I was standing about 3 feet away.
Okay.
And she grabbed her hands, told her, "Relax, let's just play ball." She proceeded to say, "Let my hands go." She was like, "Well, are you calm?" She's like, "Just let my hands go." As soon as she let her hands go, she balled up her fist, punched her in the jaw. At that time, we ejected her out of the gym. We was like, "Hey, you got to go. You're out of the game."
Okay, Miss Espinal, I'll hear you.
On that night, prior to my pushing Jane, there were several incidents in the game that were flagrant, intentional foulings that had occurred. Jane pushed me a few times, and I said, "Knock it off, you're going to get hurt. I'm bigger than you, and I'm probably a lot stronger."
Okay, that's with this lady?
Yes.
Over here?
Yes.
Well, I'm not so terribly interested in this lady. I'm interested in this lady.
Okay. I pushed Jane. I aimed for her chest, but hit her more in the neck and the face area.
This lady?
Yes. And when I did that, Jordana came off the bench and grabbed my arms right here on my wrists. Very, very hard, enough to leave a bruise on my wrist for
at least 2 weeks. I said, let go of me. And she said, nobody pushes anybody on my team. So I said, shh. So I said, let go. She didn't let go. I said, let go. She didn't let go, so I jerked my right wrist straight down because she had it like this. I jerked it straight down. I said, now let go of my left wrist. She would not let go, so I reached up because I'm a lot shorter. I reached up and I slapped her on her right cheek. At that point, she let go of my left wrist. She kicked me. She pursued me. I backed up. I kept backing away until I ended up on our side of the half-court line. She continued to kick.
Did you see any of that, sir?
No.
Did any of that happen?
That is totally untrue.
You're the
Everything she
referee.
said,
Are you hired by either side?
No, I'm not. I'm totally independent. I've never seen these women before until that night.
Miss Espinal, you were arrested, correct?
No, I was not.
Well, at some point you were taken to court.
Yes.
No. So there was not a formal arrest.
No criminal charges were prosecuted.
I gave you some paperwork.
Shh, I'm looking at it.
Okay. Criminal charges were filed. They were not prosecuted.
They were filed?
Yes, they were not prosecuted.
Were you arrested when they were filed?
No, I was not.
So how were you notified to come to court, Miss Espinal?
By mail.
Okay, and you did in fact appear in court?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Actually, my attorney appeared for me.
No, that's not possible. Ms. Espinal.
She entered a plea of not guilty. I never appeared before the magistrate.
They told me it was guilty.
Shh, just a minute. You received what is commonly called an adjournment and contemplation of dismissal in this case. Isn't that right? Because sentence was suspended for 1 year. It says probation granted, and the conditions were that you violate no laws. That sound familiar to you?
Yes.
You didn't do that by mail.
I didn't appear in court. My attorney handled everything, and it was not a misdemeanor, and it was not a battery plea charge.
I'm not so sure whether I believe that you never appeared in court. Maybe the law is different here, that you can be placed on probation for 1 year without having somebody in person explain to you what the conditions of probation are. Now, this may be a totally bizarre jurisdiction. That is, of course, possible here. But it is certainly unusual.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Didn't just hit her with an open hand, but you slugged her. And I don't see why you would do that.
And later today,
Mr. Weisberg, did you throw the storage rack at him, sir?
No, I did not throw it at him. If I'd have thrown it at him, I wouldn't have missed.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Basketball player Jordana Ryan wants her medical costs reimbursed after opposing team player Lori Espanol punched her in the face.
Well, I will tell you that I have an independent witness who has no particular axe to grind. He testifies that you didn't just hit her with an open hand, but you slugged her. You can't do that. It's irresponsible. And you're a mature woman. I don't see why you would do that.
Exactly, Your Honor. Why would I do that?
Why? Because you got heated up at the moment and you were angry because of what you said occurred during the course of the game before. During the course of the game before, you said there was a lot of pushing and shoving. According to your answer to this complaint, you said, well, you sort of assume the risk when you, I'm going to quote you, you sort of assume the risk when you're playing basketball that sort of stuff happens, the pushing and shoving. Well, I absolutely agree with you because I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I see a lot of these people doing elbows and that kind of thing. This is that right?
Yeah.
They do that. They do that sort of thing. And that is a risk that you do assume when you play in this kind of sport. Right. But what you don't assume when you're in this kind of sport is for somebody to haul off and slug you in the face, thereby causing your face to swell at any time. I mean, we're not talking about hockey here. I mean, hockey is a really violent sport. So you have to compensate her, Miss Espinal. Your out-of-pocket expenses were $70, and then you lost a day's pay according to your complaint, which was $171, bringing it up to $241, and I'm giving you another $1,500 for pain and suffering because I think that you're entitled to that. That's all.
Thank you.
Apologize, excuse me. Step out.
Thank you. I know that Mrs. Espanol's a high school PE teacher, and I would think that she would want to teach good sportsmanship to the children and not violent behavior. I think she was really out of line. Here she is as a supposed role model, and she's the one doing violent behavior.
I just hope Jordana finds peace in her life.
And now the next case.
Parties on Weisberg versus Gawant. Step forward, please.
Beverly Hills landlord Charles Weisberg is suing his neighbor, gift shop owner Dennis Gawant, for damaging his electric gate.
You two gentlemen are neighbors in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. Correct?
Yes.
And since I'm only recently a visitor to your city and drive through some of Beverly Hills on my way to work every day, I see that there are some alleyways behind the houses where you folks put your trash and stuff. Is that how it works here?
That's correct.
See, in New York, they just take the garbage, they put it right out in front of your house. So here, they sort of hide the trash, and they build special streets for the trash behind the houses, right?
Correct.
And according to your complaint, Mr. Weisberg, what happened was the defendant, who was a neighbor of yours, disposed of a metal shelf, correct?
That's correct.
And somehow that metal shelf became entwined in your electric security gate, thereby damaging the gate.
Correct.
And the damage to the gate was how much?
$70.
And you're here as a result of principle.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I'm going to hear your defense, sir. I've read it, now I want to hear it.
Okay, thank you. I want to first start and say a main reason why I'm here today is because my mother lives in New York and watches the Judge Judy show every day. When I told her that I had an opportunity to be on it, she said she'd kill me if I said no. That is the truth, Your Honor.
All right, so we won't disappoint your mother even if you lose. Right? Because she doesn't care. She doesn't care if you lose or not, sir. She just wanted to see your face here.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So now let's hear the defense.
Okay, may I first ask a question of Mr. Weisberg?
Oh, we're going to have cross-examination here of witnesses. First, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Weisberg, did you ever submit to me a written bill for the costs incurred to repair the gate that you feel I'm responsible for?
No, I didn't, for the simple matter you told me twice that it's not your responsibility and you walked away from me.
Now you've asked your question, now direct everything else to me.
Okay, I have a document here that is the original summons submitted to me through the court, sworn to by Mr. Weisberg, whereby he states that he asked me for full payment and that I refused to pay. In fact, I never got a bill, so I didn't know how much it would cost.
That's really not particularly important.
Okay.
With regard to this case, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. Beverly Hills landlord Charles Weisberg is suing his neighbor, gift shop owner Dennis Gawant, for damaging his electric gate.
Your neighbor says that your piece of metal destroyed his gate. You don't seem to dispute the fact that your piece of metal destroyed his gate, but you have an excuse why there was an intervening act.
Correct.
That makes you not responsible.
That's correct.
I know your mother's going to love this. Go.
Okay, I've lived across the alleyway from Mr. Weisberg for 4 years. In fact, on many occasions, we've encountered each other leaving and entering, and we waved at each other, we've said hello to each other, but nothing more than that, out of politeness and respect as a neighbor. I have observed his sliding gate for almost 4 years. And out of respect and just common sense, I've never placed anything to encumber that gate or to cause any harm to that gate. In fact, I have a photograph that I would like to submit that, as a matter of interest, it seems or it appears that the gate track mechanism was placed outside of the property line of Mr. Weisberg and in the public domain, perhaps because it's unsightly.
Listen. Let's get to the homeless person who caused the problem here. Come on.
While I was through cleaning out my garage, I had the metal storage rack, which I was bringing over to the end of the refuse area, a good 15 feet away from the track in question. As I was about to place it in that area, a gentleman walking down the alley, he may have been a neighbor, he didn't look homeless, he said, "Are you disposing of that?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "May I have it?" I said, "Certainly." At that point, I relinquished control, which I would have done in the refuse area, but which I ultimately gave to someone who thought he had a use for it. I then withdrew, went into my home. An hour later, I heard a commotion, a big commotion in the alleyway. I opened my garage door, and Mr. Weisberg, with another gentleman, was holding my partially mangled storage rack. There was a lady also behind him, and he said to me, "Is this yours?" And I said, "It was." And at that point, all hell broke loose in terms of the language and the attitude, which I hadn't heard since high school, frankly. And he threw the storage rack at me. And if I wasn't nimble enough to get out of the way...
Did you throw the storage rack at him, sir?
No, I did not throw it at him. I did not use any foul language in any way, shape, or form. All I said to this man, "Is this yours?" He said, "Yes." I had it, and I took it and threw it in the garage onto his property, not at him. If I'd have thrown it at him, I wouldn't have missed.
Yeah, anybody have a picture of what this... over an electronic gate. You shouldn't get so aggravated, Mr. Weisberg. Do you have a picture of this metal
Yes, I
piece?
do, Your
Can
Honor.
I see it, please?
This was taken by the Beverly Hills Sanitation Department the next morning.
Oh, it's a pretty big thing.
It's about 6 feet tall by about a foot and a half deep.
Weighs about 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's a lightweight, but it's strong enough on the base that it jammed in there when it was put back there by the gate. Incidentally, the mechanism is against my wall, which is around 3 feet from the end of the property
Let
line.
me ask you this question, just because I'm curious. At least in New York, when you have an item that isn't strictly refuse like this, you have to call and make a special appointment for them to come and pick it up.
Same thing here.
Is that the rule
yes,
here?
Yes, it is. You see the size of those refuse cans that are put back near my property line. Anything that is to be disposed of, according to the sanitation department, is to be put inside
those bags. And if you have
not
anything
to be left out.
Now, Mr. Gawant, that's for a reason. Did you call and schedule an appointment to pick this up?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that makes this case so much easier.
But may I add?
Yes.
I assembled that. And I was going to break it in half because it takes 3 screws and put it in the container because of its lightweight.
Yes.
But before I even got to put it in that, this other gentleman in the alleyway took the control over that and asked to use it. Apparently, it didn't work where he wanted, returned it. That's where the problem ended.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I should have done this. I could have done that. But you didn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Gawant, I hate in front of your mother to say to you, I don't believe what you're saying, because you said I was on my way outside to put it 15 feet away from where this damage occurred when somebody came by and just took it from me. Now, it would seem to me if this was in your garage, what we were going to do is we take apart the 5 or 6 screws before you take it 15 feet outside so that it fits right into the can. So you have the estimate for the gate?
Yes, it was.
Can I have it, please?
Absolutely.
Mr. Gawant, I want you to tell your mother I'm very happy. She watches our courtroom every day. Tell her to tell her friends
for you, sir.
that even though her son lost the case, he was treated fairly. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $76.50. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Parties on Romo versus Hancock. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Marissa Romo says former friend, 25-year-old Yolanda Hancock, won't pay her for a parking ticket and towing while at a Hollywood nightclub.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please, all rise. Judge, this is number 10 on the calendar in the matter of Romo versus Hancock. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
You two ladies were friends and decided to go club hopping.
Yes. Yes.
And you were driving that night?
Yes, it was my boyfriend's car, Your Honor.
Your boyfriend's car or your boyfriend's wife's car?
My boyfriend's car.
And according to you, you loaned her money because she parked in a no parking zone and got her car towed, the boyfriend's car towed.
Yes, Your Honor.
In addition to getting it towed, you got a ticket.
Yes.
For $100. You're countersuing for the $100. You say it was her fault.
Yes, ma'am.
She wants her $150 back that she gave you to get the car out of the pound.
Well, she begged me to take her to the club,
Just
Your
a
Honor.
second. You wanted to go to the club?
She was staying at our house, and I invited her to go with me. I invited her, and when we were there,
hadn't started staying at your house yet.
Don't interrupt.
I invited her to go with us, and I told her I'd pay for parking, and if she wanted drinks at the club, I'd pay for it, so she knew. And she saw residential parking.
So you're in the car?
Mm-hmm.
She's in the driver's seat?
Yes.
Where are you?
Passenger.
Anybody else in the car?
No, just us two.
Okay.
And she saw a residential parking area.
Don't tell me what she saw.
All right.
You're driving.
We're driving. And she parked there, and I told her I paid for the parking. She wanted, she said, no, save your money so we'll have money in the club, and you could buy me a drink there. I said, fine. So she parked there. I bought her the drink, whatever. We left the club, came back. The car had been towed already. So my friends gave us a ride home, and on the way home, she asked me if we could lend her money to get the car out, because her boyfriend would be really mad. It's his boyfriend's wife or whatever. And so I lent her the money because she kept on asking. It was a verbal agreement to exactly
What did she say to you?
She said that she'll pay me back a week later. She made arrangements to pay me back a week later with somebody else. And when that week later came, she did not pay me back. And she said that, oh, wait one more week, please. It's been 5 months. I have not received any of my money, no payments. I would have gladly accepted payments, nothing.
Now let's hear from you.
Okay, she invited me to go out with her, and she had money. She took $10 with her, so she didn't want to pay for parking. This is why we parked out in the street.
Don't tell me what she didn't want. You're in the driver's seat of the car. She's in the passenger seat of the car. You're driving along. You see a parking space.
Okay, and she told me to turn and park there. This way we'd have more money. So I went and I parked. There were no signs, otherwise I would not have parked there. When we got out of the club, the car was gone. I was in hysterics because it was not my car. And she was like, don't worry, Yolanda, I'll give you the money. I'll give you the money so that you can pay for it. And I was like, she's like, I feel like it's all my fault. And I told her that I would try to get her money back because I felt it was partly my fault, Your Honor.
It's all your fault.
No, it's not all my fault, Your
Sure
Honor.
it is. It's all your fault.
No.
Miss Hancock.
How do you figure that it's all my fault? When I was
Well,
taking
if
her,
you
she begged
close
me
your
to
mouth
take
a
her.
second, I'm going to tell you. How old are you?
I'm 25, Your Honor.
You're driving a car.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're responsible for the car.
Yes.
You're responsible for speeding, right?
Yeah.
You're responsible if you pass a red light.
Yes.
You're responsible if you park in a towaway zone. You are responsible because you're driving.
Yes, Your Honor, but she was paying for the parking, so she did not want to pay, so she told me to park there. There were no visible signs.
So then, just a second, that's two different things. One, you say she didn't want to pay for the parking. So then you say, because you're a responsible person, well, if you don't want to pay for the parking, then we can't go to the club because I can't park illegally. That's the first thing that you say if you're a responsible person. The second thing that you said was there were no signs. Well, if there were no signs, that's not her fault. That's the city's fault. Then you should have fought the matter in court if there were no signs. So what is it? Is it that there were no signs or that she didn't want to pay for the parking?
She didn't want to pay for parking, and so we parked there because there were no signs.
How much did you lend her? She's never going to get it.
I lent her $113.
So what's the $150 that you're suing for?
I've been waiting. I asked her repeatedly in person and on the phone that I need that money back for school. I had to buy school books.
And you paid a $100 parking ticket?
An $80, yes.
$80 parking ticket. So
Yeah.
your account is suing up for $100 just to round it out.
Yes.
Well, your countersuit is dismissed. If there were no signs, he should have fought the ticket. If there were signs, he had no business parking there. You are the person driving the car. You are responsible, you and you alone. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $113. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties on Barnes and others versus Lloyd and others. Step forward.
Sorority sisters Colleen Barnes, Karen Mohan, and Amber Eakin want rent and damages from Erica Canonico and her boyfriend, Michael Lloyd.
Who's the best spokesperson?
I guess me.
Karen.
Okay. You were all going to college?
Yes.
Sorority sisters?
Yes.
Decided to rent an apartment?
It's a house, actually.
Or a house?
Yeah.
With a token guy?
We didn't know he was going to be living there. We just saw it occasionally.
Well, you were a sorority sister along with them, and you brought him along.
Yes.
According to this complaint, in addition to bringing along the guy, you brought a dog or two? How many?
One dog.
One dog.
Yes.
That you had some problems with. You're going to tell me what you did, which I found rather interesting. Immature, but interesting. And then you did some damage to the apartment before you moved out, which you have an excuse for. So it sounds fascinating. So they moved in. They're supposed to pay rent and utilities. They paid the rent, but you say they owe you for utilities. You'll tell me about that. Tell me about the dog.
Okay, the dog, it was just a puppy. He was like 4 months old, and he wasn't trained yet. He had none of his shots. And they would just let it go to the bathroom everywhere, all over the house. And we picked it up. I mean, we didn't want to live like that. And the roommates just got fed up picking it up. So we decided one day, we're like, let's see how long it takes Erica to pick up her dog's stuff. So we waited like 2 weeks. One night we got totally fed up with it, and I know it was immature.
So let me understand this. You 5 sorority sisters lived in a house with dog do for 2 weeks in the house.
Yes.
The owners of that house must have been thrilled. And then after 2 weeks, what did you decide to do?
One night we just got it all together and we piled it all in front of her room. We thought it would like teach her a lesson. Maybe she should pick it up.
And then you came home.
Yes.
And you found this gift in front of your room.
Basically, yes.
So what did you do?
I picked it all up and put it in front of her door. And
Why
first of all,
why did you do that?
oh, because I was upset.
Why
See,
didn't
all
you-
this was up on the 3rd floor, and I very seldom went up on the 3rd floor.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You don't destroy property. Stupid, immature, juvenile, especially when you've been living on their largesse.
Real people. Judge Judy. 23-year-old Colleen Barnes, 24-year-old Karen Maughan, and 22-year-old Amber Eakin are suing 20-year-olds Erica Canonico and Michael Lloyd for utilities and cutting the phone lines to their sorority.
Why didn't you pick up after your dog?
If it was downstairs, I did, but they had a cat that also went in my room all the time that I had to pick up.
Cats don't go in your room. Cats go in litter boxes.
No, it went in my room. Its litter box was on the 3rd floor, and it went in my room.
Why didn't you pick up after your dog? You mean you're only picking up after your dog on your floor?
On the 1st floor and 2nd floor.
Okay, so then you picked up this gift and you put it in front of their room.
Mhm.
And what did you do with it?
I threw it away.
Finally, some common sense. Now I'm turning to you. According to these papers, when you moved into the apartment, you had certain acumen as an electrician.
Yes.
So you sort of spliced in some telephone lines and connected some telephone lines so everybody would have a phone.
That's correct.
And you also did that with an air conditioner?
The air conditioner, I didn't connect. No.
So then you both decided to move out.
After this, yes. After they broke into my room, broke beer bottles, threw garbage, and kicked out my fan out the window, kicked over my fan in the room, and the one girl threw me into the shower. After that, I did.
So you had an argument with which one?
Me. One in the middle.
So, Michael, what did you do?
With the telephone lines?
Yes.
Okay, when we moved in, there was one telephone working in the house. I went outside. There was a bunch of telephone lines. I spliced them all together, some of them in the basement, some of them in the hallways. I did a lot of plumbing work for them. I helped them clean the whole house. When we moved in, there was garbage everywhere. The house was just trashed. Every room had garbage on the floor. There was just things everywhere. I helped them clean up. I did a lot of repair work for them. I fixed some of their cable lines so everybody could have...
That's why they brought a guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but since day one they complained that he was there, but he was there and did a lot of work.
So you did a lot of work, which is all leading you up to what you did to the phone lines when you left.
Well, see, when I did the work, I never asked for any payment. It was just done. I actually did it for her so that she would be happy too. And when we left, I cut 2 of the lines and two of the phone lines and the air conditioning cord.
Well, you cut the phone lines because I guess you figured in your own mind that that was okay to do because you would put them in.
I'm the one that put them in, yes.
But you just told me that you didn't put in anything with regard to the air conditioner,
Well, see,
so that was sort of a tip.
No, the air conditioner was a totally different story. See, the air conditioner tripped the breaker every day, and every time they used it, it tripped the breaker. And I warned them that if I was ever late for work, because our room and their room was on the same circuit breaker, and I warned them if I was ever late for work because my alarm wouldn't go off, that I was going to cut the air conditioning cord. And every time it clicked off, someone would have to walk all the way to the basement to turn it back on, which was usually me, and I got sick of it. And one day it clicked off, nobody went downstairs to turn it back on, so I turned it on. They left the air conditioning on with the room locked, so it kept on tripping the breaker. And I got fed up, and I cut it. And I did replace the cord, though. I gave her a new air conditioning cord. I offered to actually hook the cord up to the air conditioner for her, but she didn't want me to.
Do you owe them for any utilities before you moved out?
Maybe our last month.
No,
How much?
she owes us. She only paid 1 month's utilities the whole time we
You're
were there.
saying that I lived there for 6 months
Yes.
and I never paid one
Yes.
utility. But when I moved out,
Don't fight
with each other.
She hid the phone bill. The phone bill was hers, and she hid it in her drawer.
I didn't. The phone bill was
the
not
water
mine.
bill. I mean, and she
The
hid it
water
in her
bill.
drawer. So
How
we
much are
wouldn't
we
have to
talking
pay.
about in utilities? Come on. Utility bills that you
Like
say.
$441.
How much do each of you pay for utilities?
Well, we have to pay for 5 different utilities. And
we have a list of here,
Let me see.
everything divided up.
Let me see.
And we have all the bills too.
Did you each pay by check?
No.
Or cash?
We paid cash.
Cash. Did you pay?
Mike never paid.
Did you
I
pay?
paid my girlfriend and.
But he
paid her
didn't pay
in
to live
return
there. He
pay her.
used all utilities.
I paid her my bills, and she would in return pay them.
He never paid anything. He might have paid for her, but he never paid anything for himself.
But he paid for me, but you're saying that I
But
never
he did.
paid
He
bills?
used everything. Maybe one time.
Please, ladies, this is not debate.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
That was because we were locked
Because you were fighting and you lost.
Sorority sisters. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like six-year-olds in camp.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. 23-year-old Colleen Barnes, 24-year-old Karen Mohan, and 22-year-old Amber Eakin are suing 20-year-olds Erica Canonico and Michael Lloyd for utilities and cutting the phone lines to their sorority.
$45 for gas for the month of April?
Yes. We live in a big house. It has it's 3 floors, 7 bedrooms.
So how much is the gas for the whole house?
Right now, it comes to like $375 a month.
For gas?
Yes.
It's gas heat, gas
heat. It heats the house.
Well, how come you let her stay there for all those months if she didn't pay?
She was our friend. I'm sorry.
If she didn't pay her share of the bills. I mean, she says she paid. Maybe she owes you a month. When you say maybe you owe them a month, maybe you owe them 2 months?
No, it was the last month that I lived there. I moved out in the middle of July.
She didn't even pay rent her last month. Her check bounced to our landlord.
And then I ended up paying him.
We paid him back 2 weeks later.
Is that right?
It was like a month later.
But they paid?
Yeah, they eventually paid.
And are you telling me you carried both of them for 5 months?
We just didn't pay their share.
Mike really
You didn't pay their share?
No, we have all the bills like showing our balances and stuff.
So you paid the utility
we would
companies?
pay our share.
Just a second. You paid the utility companies less her share.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pay just part of Con Edison or part of Ohio Electric?
You just pay. We would just send in whatever we owed, and then they would send like past due balances to us.
Let me see those bills.
These are the only ones that actually have what we paid on them. The rest are, and the water bill has that we never
But how
paid
do
it
I
'cause
know
she
those
hid
are
it.
mine? They could have been anyone. There was like 6, 7 people living in the house.
Some of these don't even add up. How much were your utilities for a month that you paid?
It came to about $125.
For you?
Roughly, yes.
What about for you?
Nothing.
Nothing. He didn't
We
pay
didn't
anything.
charge him because he didn't really live there.
He wasn't technically supposed to live there, but he stayed there every night.
Not every night. He didn't live there for 2 months.
Now,
Well, because he
let's
fought
get
with
to
you all the
okay,
time.
let's get to the phone. Let's get to the phone cords and these other cords. Were these phone things that you spliced together? Were they illegal?
Not in any way that I knew, no.
Yes.
Well, were they illegal? When I say illegal, you're supposed to call the phone company. They come in, they put in another line, they charge a couple of bucks, you know, and then you have a legal line. So what you did?
Well, see, we paid for a phone line, and
Yes,
all
and
I did was splice off of that line inside the house and run it to other bedrooms. There was already phone jacks in all the bedrooms. They were just people, whoever was there before had cut them, and I just spliced them back together.
Well, did you turn the phones back on?
Yes, it was a month. We didn't pay.
No, just answer my question. You turned the phones back
a month later. They turned our phone off. We didn't have a phone for a whole month. Yes, we turned them back on.
And does everybody have a phone in their
Yes.
room now? Do they
Legally.
charge you?
Yes, that's what the $296 is for.
But they charge you for that.
Yes.
No, the $246 was for them to come out and fix the lines that were cut. And
we could not pay that, so they shut our phone off. For a whole month, they would not let one of the other roommates put it in her name because of this. It took us a whole month.
Okay, so the $246 was to fix the cut phone lines.
See, when we first moved in, though, they would have had to pay for that if I wouldn't have spliced the lines for them, so there really isn't a difference.
Well, let me tell you what the difference is.
wouldn't have
What's-
paid
Michael, let me tell you what the difference is, sir. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes.
You spent a lot of time in the house?
Yes.
Slept over? Brushed your teeth with water? Took a drink occasionally?
Yes.
Right? When it was hot, you had a fan?
Yes.
When it was cold, did you have heat?
Yes.
So you were toasty warm when it was cold? And you paid Zippo in rent?
I paid her my rent.
Just a minute. She didn't pay them.
Yes, she did.
For you?
no.
No, she didn't, Michael. No, she didn't. She paid her share. You were sort of living there gratis. So gratis, you don't cut the phone lines.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Gratis, you don't cut the phone lines. I mean, everybody pays rent. How old are you?
20.
You go to school?
Not anymore.
Were you at the time?
Yes.
Did you graduate?
No.
What are you doing now?
I'm an electrician's apprentice.
Well, that's good. So out of your salary for the phone lines and the utilities, they're getting $371. You don't destroy property. Stupid, immature, juvenile, especially when you've been living on their largesse.
He cut the lines after they destroyed my room with glass.
No, we
Just a
didn't
second.
cut him before you even left.
Just a second.
You didn't
Just a
break into
second.
my window.
No, we
Listen,
didn't.
just a
Okay.
second. Did you pay for the window?
What window?
Did you say they broke a window?
He broke a window
They broke
too.
a window. They
in our
broke
front
into
door.
my. That was because we were locked.
Because you were fighting and you lost
Sorority
him out.
sisters. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like six-year-olds in camp.
It does.
$371, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Here's your paperwork.
Thank you.
Out the back door to your right, please.
Judge Judy will.
ए दुख दा तूफान होया देश दी खातिर वे शहीद अमजद पठान होया देश दी खातिर वे देश दी खातिर वे शहीद अमजद पठान होया शक्ल ते बाल तेरे दिलों विचों नहीं जांदे हुणे अमजद ख्याल तेरे दिलों विचों नहीं जांदे टुट जाए नी दुआवानू अल्लाह उन सबर देवी सारे भैन भरावानू अल्लाह उन सबर देवी अल्लाह उन सबर देवी सारे भैन भरावानू करके अदा गया है अपने वतन खातर बाजी जान दिला गया है अपने वतन खातर अपने वतन खातर बाजी जान दिला गया है सनवे तोड़ गया जैसी जवान अमजद मुँह जल्दी क्यों मोड़ गया जैसी जवान अमजद जैसी जवान अमजद मुँह जल्दी क्यों मोड़ गया वीरां दे वे होंदे नी पठाणा तीर दे विच अज पत्थर वीरां दे नी पठाणा तीर दे विच जम्मू कश्मीर दे विच अज पत्थर वीरां दे नी भूल दुआ करिया अमजद पठान नुए अल्लाह जन्नत अता करिया अमजद पठान नुए अमजद पठान नुए अल्लाह जन्नत अता करिया निसी जान जोगी इतनी जान नहीं सी तेरे सद मेरे सैन जोगी इतनी जान नहीं सी इतनी ओ जान नहीं सी तेरे सद मेरे सैन जोगी दुख न करीबो सारे दुआ करे हो अल्लाह जन्नत नसीबो सारे दुआ करे हो सारे दुआ करे हो अल्लाह जन्नत नसीबो अल्लाह जन्नत नसीबो अल्लाह जन्नत नसीबो तू जावा में दुखिया शेर लोको कुछ तुसनु सुनावा में दुखिया शेर लोको दुखिया वे शेर लोको कुछ तुसनु सुनावा में नालो को कुम वेशे कैसी छेला मंडी दा गिरा लो को कुम वेशे कैसी छेला मंडी दा गिरा लो को छम छम रोंदा ए जानदा जावे दिकबाल दर्द बच्चे दा की होंदा ए जानदा जावे दिकबाल दर्द बच्चे दा की होंदा ए साथी क्यों मोड़ के आ शहजाद इकबाल सुना दुनिया जल्दी वे छोड़ के आ शहजाद इकबाल सुना दुनिया जल्दी वे छोड़ के आ शक्ल नार ऐसी 24 सुंबर 2006 नाले दिन एतवार ऐसी 24 सुंबर 2006 नाले दिन एतवार ऐसी दुखां दी सुनावा में सोन शहजाद वाले कुछ शेर बनावा में सोन शहजाद वाले कुछ शेर बनावा में जुदाई वे पै गई है वो बख्शिश कर रब सोना बस याद ही रह गई है बख्शिश करे रब सोना बस याद ही रह गई है ख्याल लोको याद शहजाद दी विच रोंदा जावे दिकबाल लोको याद शहजाद दी विच रोंदा जावे दिकबाल लोको दिलत नहीं जांदी है और रोंदी मौशमी मख्तर याद शहजाद दी आंदी है रोंदी मौशमी मख्तर और रोंदी मौशमी मख्तर याद शहजाद दी जांदी है ਹੋਵੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੋਂਦਾ ਏ ਵੀਰ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਜ਼ ਇਕਬਾਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਉਹ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੋਂਦਾ ਏ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੋਂਦਾ ਏ ਵੀਰ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਜ਼ ਇਕਬਾਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਦ ਦੀਦਾਰ ਕਰਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਆਇਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਕਾਨ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਵੀਰ ਕਦ ਮੁੜਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਆਇਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਕਾਨ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਉਹ ਆਇਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਕਾਨ ਰੋਂਦੀ ਵੀਰ ਕਦ ਮੁੜਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ज़करा छोड़े ज़ख्म ज़करा छोड़े ना चीज़ जावेद पुंछी ने दुख दिल दे सुना छोड़े ना चीज़ जावेद पुंछी ने ना चीज़ जावेद पुंछी ने दुख दिल दे सुना छोड़े दुख दिल दे सुना छोड़े दुख दिल दे सुना छोड़े